Have you been watching more Olympics or training camp?
Olympics, Derek.
Well, why?
Well, it depends on which way you categorize it. Voluntarily, the Olympics. Involuntarily, just because it popped up on my Twitter feed, training camp.
You never switched over to NFL? We're back. NFL Network.
I don't have NFL Network, so no.
You don't have NFL Network?
No, YouTube TV don't have NFL Network.
Yes, it does.
Does it?
It does.
Or no, that's MLB Network I don't have. Then no, I
Yeah.
voluntarily do not watch training camp on NFL Network. No.
You're missing out.
Am I?
Yeah, you don't want like live look-ins of 7-on-7 drills, no
What am I
pads.
what am I missing out on?
You're not missing a whole bunch. I had it on for little bits here or there, but I have been switching over to Olympics when I can, and was enjoying watching some water polo this morning actually, or was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday actually. I was watching some water polo. I like the headgear they wear. It gets wet, kind of defeats the purpose, but
I don't think that's the point of it though.
Wait, I mean, but like, what do they wear it for? Like, so they don't have like their heads bashed in or their ears?
It protects the ears. Yeah.
Okay.
There's not really another way you can wear that kind of protective equipment.
How badly could you be injured in a water polo match with someone smacking your ear?
Pretty bad. People are throwing bows. I don't know. The action isn't what happens on top of the water. Do you have any friends that played water polo?
You know what? None that comes to my mind, but I wouldn't be surprised if I did.
So my group in high school, part of my group of friends, all were on the water polo team, and the action, not so much what happens above water, but it's underwater where the dirty stuff. You know,
we're talking go for the groin.
Yes, we're talking knees to balls. We're talking elbow to stomach to the sternum, all that kind of stuff.
I always wonder how quickly or how vicious those blows would be because it's underwater. So, like, how fast is that actually happening?
Really fast. Okay. I mean, I think you'd be surprised at how fast it was. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. I'm not knocking the water polo people. They seem like they're tough people, and I enjoyed watching their matches. I still haven't seen enough live look-ins of my favorite sport at the Summer Olympics, speed walking.
You haven't seen that, huh?
Haven't seen it. I guess I need to switch over to the Peacock, for the Gold Zone coverage, where bitter enemies now turned friends. Scott Hansen and Andrew Siciliano are teaming up to give you live look-ins.
Bitter enemies.
Oh yeah, they hated each other.
Really?
No.
Okay.
Not at all.
Is that like a known thing?
No. They both were battling out for NFL red zone supremacy, and I always thought that Siciliano was better. But more people had access to Scott Hansen, so I understand why people were Team Hansen. But I was always down with Siciliano.
Yeah, but Hansen also brings a little more enthusiasm, I think.
You haven't seen Siciliano's ears perk up when there's and I said ears, when there's a big moment in a game.
Yeah, but Scott Hansen makes the most mundane sound like it's the biggest moment of the season.
Well, have you been watching the Gold Zone at all?
No, not yet. I haven't had a chance to. I've been at a wedding all week.
Yeah, that's true. We'll get to a lot of wedding talk, a lot of training camp talk. Just your opinion, man. Stephen Langford, Derek Papa. We're going to be joined by two of our good friends. And, Stephen just met Walter, but he's becoming good friends with him. Elena Madzorkis, our good friend from our 957 The Game Days, is going to join us in about 30 minutes here. She's going to talk weddings because she's planning her own wedding, and Steven's planning his wedding. We'll probably have Jesse pop on a little bit to talk about just how crazy this whole process has been. We'll talk to Elena, too, because we haven't talked to her in a long time. I think it's been like a good solid 2 years. We used to have her on all the time when we started this thing. And I just want to get her thoughts on the A's. A lot of shit going on with the Ballers, too. Interesting stuff. I don't know if you saw that article. I think I sent it to you. Susan Slusser talking about what's going on with the Ballers.
Yeah.
And Klay Thompson. Elena was a big Klay Thompson fan. Still is. And then we'll talk to Walter, my good friend and good at moving couches. He's going to join us at 4 o'clock. And we're going to talk about the MLB trade deadline.
How do you pronounce his last name?
Pickleball Celta.
There's no L at the end of his name. I read it. There's no L. Where are you getting the L?
Ichabal Celta?
Yeah, there's no L at the end. There's no L between the TA.
Look, I've been saying it right. He hasn't corrected me. Don't
Well,
ruin it for me, okay?
he
A lot
kinda
of people get his last name wrong.
he kind of has corrected you before, and you just kept on going.
I've gotten it better than a lot of people, including John Miller. Walter Iqbal Celta.
Still sounds great though, right?
Oh yeah, when he can read the dictionary, it sounds great.
First inning, we're listening to the game on the way back home. First inning, and I don't know which Rockies batter was up, but he said, and this one is rifled to the Alaska Airlines fan section. Hope your hand is okay. Hello.
John's the best. Yeah, I believe I'm saying Walter's name correctly, but he'll let us know, and I should let you know.
That's my first question.
Well,
I'm right up to date.
Of course it is. You would always ask a question that would shit on me. Speaking of which, when we were doing our YouTube live show for KMBR when we played Madden and Walter won, we'll get into that. It was kind of bullshit.
Oh,
Amir Abdullah needs to hang on to the fucking football. I'll tell you that.
You used the Raiders, Derek.
I did. That was the whole gimmick of the thing. Is Derek's going to be the Raiders and Walter's going to be the Niners, and yeah, I lost by 1, which is pretty.
Wow.
I don't think that's good news for Niner fans.
It's fine for Niner fans. It's just not good news for Walter. That's the only person it's not good news for. If you're playing the Niners and you're losing by 1, I mean, good God, that's like, I know you didn't play N64, but that's like racing Toad against like Wario. Actually, no, Wario's really fast in Mario.
Yeah,
Kart.
we all get that reference. Although
most
I
people
know
do.
I know Mario Party. I didn't play it. I had PlayStation, so it was a lot of Crash Bandicoot and Spyro.
Love Spyro. Love me
Good
some
times.
Spyro.
No, I was going to say while we were playing the game, of course the topic came up. We were talking about at one point we just had to fill the time. Copes was playing Walter, and I was like, all right, I'm going to start playing Immaculate Grid here. And I just started listing off the teams that were coinciding. And I said, all right, so to name a cowboy and a tight end. And, of course, Copes and Walter goes, how do you pronounce that? I was like, nope, we're not doing this. We're not fucking doing this on this show. Get it enough on this show. We're not both the podcasts I do, we're not dissecting how I pronounce words.
Well, pronounce them right then, damn it.
No, it's shrewd.
Pronounce
shrewd.
See, are you saying shrewd or shroot?
Titan.
Yeah, Titan.
I know. Sometimes I just say it fast. Is Taggy the only guy in the chat today too? Good Lord, where are the Ernies? Gotta listen to this son of a bitch, or not listen, but just read his shit.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, these are the pitfalls of not being able to go live on Elon's old social media channel.
Yeah, we'll debate that. Maybe we'll fork over the money, but I don't know if I really want to these days.
Oh, they're at Plus Mania.
Oh, was that today?
Wow.
I like the tech. You stayed loyal though.
Yeah.
But now I got to question the Ernies. I see now. Okay.
Yeah. They're just all over.
All right. So they're they're good fans of ours, but when it comes to Damon, they make them more of the effort. All right. I'm gonna remember that.
Yeah. We both will remember that.
No, I definitely will.
Mm-hmm.
All right. We got a lot to get to today. So let's start, Steven. The QB contracts that we have been waiting for the last week have been signed. Tua Tagovailoa signed his contract. 4 years, $212.4 million. It's $53.1 million a year. He gets just 1 point more than Justin Herbert, his counterpart in the draft. And he gets guaranteed $167 million. Now, initially, when I saw this deal, I was like, well, that's very noble of him. He didn't have to break the bank and have to get $55 million a year. He didn't have to become the highest paid quarterback in football. He just wanted to get it done. And apparently, Mike Florio had this scoop. I guess that Tua and Jordan Love are represented by the same firm. So once they found out what Jordan Love was going to make and Tua was not going to get that, they ran to get this deal done so the optics would look a little bit better.
Yeah.
So earlier in the day, Tua signs his deal. He gets a lot of guaranteed money, but he doesn't become the highest paid annually. And then Jordan Love, He ties it. He gets $55 million a year, 4 years, $220. He gets $155 guaranteed, less than Tua. But this is a record-breaking thing. He signs a $75 million signing bonus. So putting pen to paper, he gets a shit ton of money.
Jeez.
In the end of the grand scheme of things, none of these guys are making total what Mahomes, Burrow, Allen, they're not close. Mahomes is making $450 million. But the annual thing is what everybody cares about. So right now, Jordan Love is tied with Joe Burrow and Trevor Lawrence for the most annually. So,
right.
What are your thoughts on these big paydays for these guys?
Oh, it's a lot of money, man. It's a lot of money. Feel a lot better about the Jordan Love contract than I do the Tua contract. But you know what, man? It's not up to me to decide whether these are bad contracts that they handed out. I just find it fascinating that the Dolphins, with this new era that they're heading into, or not new era, this era that they've cultivated with Mike McDaniel and Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle and this offensive heavy team, this offensive heavy team that can explode for big plays really on at any given time, whether it's first, second, or third down in the middle of the game, whenever it is. And they're sacrificing some of that money just with they're sacrificing some defense from that money. Sorry, I'm tired. Wedding was exhausting.
We'll get to that too.
But I just think it's fascinating, man, that this is what the Dolphins are going to hang their hat on. They are going. They're throwing all of their chips into the Tua Tagovailoa table, and I don't know if it's going to be worth it or not. But God, every screw up that he has, every game where maybe he looks a little shaky. I mean, I think you had a pretty spot on assessment last year. Just he's great within the structure, but what does he do when you're off schedule?
Yeah.
Going back to the video games, going to that analogy, like when it comes to Call of Duty or GTA, do you really judge how good someone is at those video games based on the campaigns, the story modes that tell you everything you need to do? No, you don't judge them based off that. You judge them based off of going online and playing free for all when you got to adjust on the fly and you got to be on your own and make your own moves. GTA, whenever the cops come chasing you, what are you going to do? You know, when you don't have all this structure, what's it going to look like?
I usually judge people on the way they play GTA by how many hookers they can kill.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in this instance, how many hookers can Tua Tagovailoa kill this season?
I can just imagine Mike McDaniel. So today he killed his first hooker, and he's pretty good at it, guys. Hey, the Ernie showed up. What's up, guys? So yeah, look, the Tua contract. I was surprised he didn't break the bank and just got 50, and he just settled for 53. I'm like, being tongue in cheek about it. Like, it's very noble of him. I still think it's a lot of money, and I do think that Tua, while he has a bunch of good stats and he has a rocket arm, yes, he works very well in that system. He's very one-readish. I've seen him many a time where he just does the play action fake and then Tyreek Hill's just wide open down the field. How come no one ever says this like evaluation though with Tua, in my opinion? Like, or just, sharing my opinion. Everyone always says, well, Brock's the system quarterback. Kyle schemes it up for him. It's kind of the same deal with Tua. Mike McDaniel does everything for Tua. And then when he has to make off schedule throws, that's when he doesn't look that great. And if there was a better veteran, option out there, I'm sure the Dolphins would go after it. But I think also teams just don't want to. They always think probably, all right, can this guy get us over the hump? Is this guy really our franchise quarterback? But then they also say, well, what are our options? What else can we do?
Free agent quarterbacks aren't the same right now. Like, you don't have a guy like Kirk Cousins who's available. You don't have Dak Prescott available yet.
We'll see about that.
He's going to be the top guy. But think about that. Like, in this weird generation of quarterbacks, it seems like a lot have drafted and developed and paid said quarterback. And there's not really much else you can do right now. Like, what are the other options, really? Like, who are the other veterans? I mean, obviously, Derek Carr's taken.
Yeah.
Daniel Jones, I guess, it might be one later on. I can't even think of any because it feels like there's a lot of teams that just already have their franchise guys, and I think that the Dolphins are kind of in a tough situation where, look, we got our guy. Mike McDaniel clearly likes him. Like they wouldn't have paid him all this money if Mike McDaniel didn't sign off on that.
Right.
Again, I like the Jordan Love contract more, but this is the going rate. This is a going rate. Like in 2 years' time, when we see these contracts, it's kind of crazy to think about. But but like you might be getting those guys not on a bargain deal, but you'll be getting them for much cheaper than what the market's going to dictate in 2027.
Yeah. No, I mean, there are really no better options. And I think a lot of these teams figure, well, we're not going to be the worst team in football. So the best situation is what the 49ers have currently. I think if the Dolphins had a better option, they would have gone with, okay, well, let's get the best quarterback in the draft, very cheap, and then we can pay all these guys.
Yeah.
But that's not going to happen. I think a lot of these good teams are going to, unfortunately slowly decline because they have to pay that quarterback. And you don't want to. The best option out there is what the Niners currently have with Brock Purdy, and we'll get to that. But that's not going to happen for most of these teams. Usually it's the shittiest team that gets the number one pick, and then they got to build it from scratch. I think if a lot of teams had their, pick, they would say, okay, can we just, go for a free-for-all in the draft, and we'll get rid of Tua, and then we'll go draft somebody, and then we'll be fine. It's better just to lock up these guys, even though that's just the way things are now. It's just a ridiculous amount of money. I don't know why I went back to this. It probably was the likes of Mahomes and Josh Allen and Joe Burrow and Justin Herbert all getting paid. There was that stretch where Derek became the highest paid quarterback when he did his first deal with the Raiders, or second deal with the Raiders after his rookie contract. Then Jimmy signing with long-term with the Niners. He had to be the highest paid quarterback of football.
Right.
Then Jared Goff. And after a while, I was like, this is ridiculous. Like, well, why does this have to happen? Then that stopped for a little while, and then it came back. So we're there now. It's just what the market is. As far as the Jordan Love contract, I don't hate it at all. I know a lot of people are like, he only played good in 8 games. That's what happens when you decide to do what the Packers did, where you draft somebody for, the future. They drafted him 4 years ago. Think about that. That was 4 years ago that Jordan Love was drafted. And then, Aaron Rodgers was MVP for 2 years. It gave him an excuse to stay on the bench. And that's what the Falcons are going to go run into with Michael Penix. And like eventually they're going to have to pay him and decide if he's worth this exorbitant amount of money, even though they didn't see a lot of him.
Right.
So I think the Packers just wanted to, if he's their guy, he's their guy. And he looked like the guy down the stretch. Like what a lot of people forget to say is, yeah, he looked good in 8 games. It was 9 games, actually 10 games, 2 playoff games. He looked incredible in that Cowboys game. And then I thought he looked pretty good against the Niners, but then he threw 2 bad interceptions. But I think he's going to be really good. The problem that people have with me, and I've said it on this show and the KNBR live stream, and I've tweeted it out, I do think Jordan Love is going to be better than Brock Purdy. I just think mechanics and the upside, I see more potential in Jordan Love than I do Brock Purdy. And people are like, how could you say that? His stats, I think Brock is very good, but I want to give like an adequate comparison, and I don't think this is crazy. Brock is like Tom Brady. He is. Tom Brady was never the best at any particular thing when it came to being a quarterback. He's the best at winning. I still say that I would have better quarterbacks as far as Dan Marino or Aaron Rodgers or Patrick Mahomes or Peyton Manning. I think those guys have better skill sets. But Tom Brady ran the offense very well to the point where he was the best quarterback in football a few years. But I never thought that his mechanics or the way that he played made him the best against like the guys that, Tom Brady was a 6th-round pick. He became a great player. But there's guys that have a better skill set.
Sure.
So that's what I see when I see Brock Purdy and the other guys.
But when you're using that word, I think Jordan Love is going to be better than Brock Purdy, or is better than Brock Purdy. When you use those words, when people measure the quarterback, They measure how much they win. They measure winning. They
But
don't
that's
measure.
not everything that goes into that, though, man.
You literally just said Purdy's comparable to the greatest of all time, to the guy who
Yes,
is the greatest of all time.
in his skill set. Yes,
Sure.
absolutely.
So a lot of people would say, well, then Brock is better than Jordan Love in that regard, just because he's not as talented. He's done a lot more winning.
Okay, well, let's be honest here. A lot of these contracts are not given out based on how these guys win.
No,
Tua hasn't won a playoff game.
no.
Justin Herbert hasn't won a playoff game. Come on, like Trevor Lawrence, yeah, he won one, but he threw 4 interceptions in it, and he had a good comeback. But let's be real here. Like, these contracts are not dictated on these guys' ability to win.
Yeah, well, we're talking about contracts, though. I mean, this is completely separated from what you're talking about. You're
All
talking
I'm saying
about
is
2 quarterbacks. I think I'm not disagreeing with you. I agree that Love probably does have more talent, but the biggest measure in a quarterback to a lot of people is winning. And if you're comparing 2 quarterbacks to each other, who's won more? Like, that's really what it comes down to at the end of the day for a lot of people.
okay,
But
but
it needs to be a more nuanced discussion. I agree.
Okay.
I'm just telling you why a lot of people are calling you crazy for this take. It's because
but they're also Niner homers that don't want to hear the truth.
Yes, but hey, man, did you see those quads? See those quads on Brock?
No, he looks good.
Got a solid base.
But I would also say you don't need to be the most muscular man.
Jordan. I'd say he's got a better base than Jordan Love.
He's got that base. He's all about that base.
Better base than Jordan Love. Yeah,
that could be the case, but I could argue you shouldn't be that muscular when you play quarterback. It's actually not going to be good for you.
Yeah.
So, look, and then Bill Barwell came out with his article. I don't know if you saw it, Steven, but he went into basically the metrics and everything of Brock Purdy as a pro, and it's very well done. And I don't disagree with anything he said, but he came up with the figure of how much Brock should get, and he came with 5 years, $325 million for $65 a year. I don't agree with that. I think with Jordan Love not becoming the highest paid quarterback, staying at 55, and Tua being at 53, this guy's making $900,000 right now. I think that you can give him a substantial contract, but he doesn't need to make $65 a year. I think Dak, if they end up giving him a contract, he'll probably get $60. You can make the argument that Brock could settle for $58, and that'd be fine. I don't think he's that, like, I got to be the best. I got to get the dollar amount. His agent might fight for that. But the man's selling corn seed. I think he'd be fine with a $58 million a year contract.
Yeah. I think he'll be all right. Isn't it crazy what we're looking at? We're comparing these guys to the likes of those guys in the NBA getting paid this much. We're talking the likes of
the Celtics players,
Giannis, Davis, not even the Celtics players. The Celtics players are, I mean, Tatum's making 62. But we're talking within the likes of Nikola Jokic. Oh my God, Bam Adebayo's getting a $55 million per year. All these Devin Booker, Steph Curry, Karl Anthony Towns. Like we're comparing these dudes to the best in the league, and those
are guaranteed. Those are guaranteed.
That's what's crazy about NFL contracts. They're not paying the best player, so to speak. They're paying for the best position.
Absolutely.
It's so weird how that works out.
Yep. So now we'll see if Dak gets a contract before the season starts. There's conflicting reports that the Cowboys want to pay him, but some people, you keep hearing Jerry Jones in his incoherent press conferences where he just keeps going, "We're all in. We're all in." And basically what that means is you all have to prove it for you to stay here. I do think that they may end up paying him, but I don't know. I think a lot of Raider fans want to see what happens with that if they can potentially get him next offseason. And then CeeDee Lamb wants to be the highest paid non-quarterback. So does Micah Parsons. So that's the next domino to fall when it comes to contract stuff. And also, when is Justin Simmons going to sign? Number 57, Steven, in the top 100. You've been watching?
I haven't watched yet. That's happening this week. This is when I officially get ready for football. I love watching the top 100.
All right. You were really into that back in the day with was it Gerald McCoy, Ike Taylor, and Pat McAfee before he blew up? They were all the panelists.
Yeah, I felt like I discovered Pat McAfee, and then he also spoke about it on his show. Apparently, he was drunk
during all those interviews.
Yeah,
I wouldn't doubt it.
Which makes a lot of sense. You can't hide anything when the camera's that close up. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Before we get Elena on here, I want to talk about just the Raiders giving the Chiefs more ammunition. And I don't even know if it's directly their fault, but I don't like anything that's gone on in training camp. It's not that big of a deal, but it definitely could become one. So earlier this year, around February, Antonio Pierce went on Max Crosby's podcast and was talking about how they have the Mahomes rules, like the Jordan rules that the Detroit Pistons have. They have the Mahomes rules to how to defend Mahomes because the Raiders won one game on Christmas Day against the Chiefs. And now that's blew up to this whole thing where the Raiders were the last team to beat the Chiefs. They know what to do against them. Can I just read Patrick Mahomes' stats to you against the Raiders?
Sure.
He's got 3,573 passing yards, 30 touchdowns, only thrown 4 interceptions, and he's got a record of 10-2. By the way, that is the most against any opponent that Patrick Mahomes has played. Now, he plays them twice a year, so he's going to accumulate those numbers. So Antonio Pierce, I like the confidence, but also, it's bulletin board material. We've seen Patrick Mahomes talk shit to Max Crosby on that quarterback show a year ago. So, he takes things very seriously. And then this week, when they're at their secret location in LA, a fan shows up to training camp with a Kermit the Frog doll with Mahomes jersey and hair. And I guess he gave it to a player, and the player looked at it and laughed at it. Now, was it really the Raiders doing this, kind of disrespecting Patrick Mahomes? No. It was more the team or the fans. And Antonio Pierce had to talk about it. And he's like, we're moving on. We're just focused on the team, blah, blah, blah. But Patrick Mahomes saw it, and he's like, yeah, we'll handle that when it needs to be handled. So he's obviously pissed about it. I'm sure he doesn't forget what Antonio Pierce said about him earlier this year. Even Andy Reid said, yeah, we're not focused on puppets right now. It just seems unnecessary. Like, I understand, like, Raider fans, believe me, when I was in my heyday and hating the Chargers, I would talk shit about Phillip Rivers and LaDainian Tomlinson and Sean Merriman. I hated all those guys. But you can't act like they didn't own us. Like, for the Raider fans to be like, let's put Mahomes, like, let's get the Kermit the Frog thing. And it's funny, but, like, you can't act like, oh, like, I saw, like, whoever said it was like, yeah, Mahomes is a bitch. Dude, he's fucking owned him. Mahomes owns the Raiders. There's really not a lot of shit that needs to be talked right now. So while it's fun and not the end of the world, it's definitely bulletin board material that the fans caused.
It's all about respect. And it's stupid. It's really stupid. But at the same time, show it on the field. First time you're playing the Chiefs this year is at the end of October. It's not like an early season game. I mean, you're going to be heading into the trade deadline damn near by the time you play them. It's going to be a crucial time. But at that point, like, you better show up in the first few games of this regular season, not even just against the Chiefs, but like they've been doing a lot of talking. Antonio Pierce has been hyping up this defense, saying the defense is the strength of the team, even though the offense has the best wide receiver in football. Obviously, I don't disagree with him necessarily, but if you're going to say the defense is the strength of the team, then you better show it. Like I love all the talk. I love the cockiness, the confidence, whatever, the conviction. But if you don't show it on the field, then all of this is going to make you look foolish. And right now, I think a lot of people feel that they look foolish at this point. It's when hopes are. It's like, can't they just go on with training camp without having to take a shot at the best quarterback that this game has seen in the past 10 years? Like, do we really need to give him more fuel? Come on, man. Like, this is when hopes are at their highest, Everyone's 0-0 at this point. Like, this is when you're supposed to have hope with your team. And the fact that the team is doing stuff like this, it's great that you have an attitude, and not a lot of teams do because they do show the respect. But if you don't back it up on the field, then what's the point of all of it?
Yeah, that's the thing is it going to look like it's always had or has where Andy Reid and the Chiefs have dominated the Raiders. Like in the games that they've won, majority of the time, it's not even close.
Yeah.
So to act like, all right, well, we figured something out on Christmas Day. Yeah, O'Connell barely threw over 58 yards in that game.
Right.
And the defense played great, but the Chiefs were reeling. Like, let's see when they're at full strength what happens. So I don't even know if it's the players' fault because it doesn't seem like they, orchestrated this thing. It's the fans.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just don't like the whole thing. I think it's stupid.
Even more, it's going to get a guy like Travis Kelce motivated. Like, even 49er fans before the Super Bowl, during the media day or whatever it was, the introductions at Allegiant Stadium on that Monday before the Super Bowl, or the Tuesday, whatever it was. And all the Niner fans showed up, and Travis made it known. He's like, okay, all right, thank you. Like, and even some 49er fans were like, Eesh, I don't know if you want to do that. Like, Kelsey's a really damn good player.
Yeah, there's a difference. There's a difference between being confident and unnecessary cockiness. Like, to me, and again, like, I don't even know who to be mad at. Because if the players were just passing around a doll, then it is what it is. But I saw the video of the guy that I guess came up with the doll, and he was just like talking shit, like, I don't give a fuck about Mahomes. I don't give a fuck about the Chiefs. Just like, dude, do you know what you're causing right now?
What do you think? What do you think Kermit would say about it?
Just leave me out of it. I'm better than Derek Holland.
You're not better than Derek Holland at it.
Oh, Derek Holland did a so-so Kermit.
He did a fantastic Kermit.
Yeah, but it was just like, eh.
Did you just hear the one that you just did?
Dude, I could do a lot better than that. You want me to sing Rainbow Connection?
No, I'm trying to get you to think off the cuff here, on the fly.
Elena, how good is my Kermit the Frog impression?
I think that it was really good. And I was going to sing Aruba, Jamaica.
Oh, that's good too.
Ooh, but you have to sing it in Kermit's voice.
Ooh, that's tough to do.
Is that
Aruba? I want to say they did it in like Muppet Treasure Island. Is that where you're getting that from? Yes.
Of course.
What's going on, Elena?
Hi, guys.
Hi.
It's been a minute.
It has been. How are you?
We're doing well. What do you think about you? You were a Raider fan at one point. What do you think about Raider fans putting Mahomes in a Kermit jersey?
Oh, I mean, it's stupid because he's so much better. Like, he's beat them. I mean, yeah, sure, make fun of him, but he's better. He's on the winning team. He's made the Raiders look like fools. So I don't think the Raiders are in a position to be throwing jabs about him sounding like Kermit when he's incredibly talented and they wish they could have him as a quarterback.
Agreed.
Does he really sound like Kermit?
Yes.
Like, he does?
Yeah. He's got
a great voice. I like it.
Now, very, very, very in the like Ray Romano Kermit style.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with that.
I guess so.
So Elena Majzorkas joins us.
Yes, hi.
Yes. You still on Koi, correct?
Yeah. Love Songs After Dark, baby.
Ooh, Love Songs After Dark. What time is that?
8 to midnight.
Ooh.
I'm on Monday through Friday.
Fantastic. What songs are playing after dark?
A little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Boys,
Lisa Loeb. Do you remember?
I do remember Lisa Loeb.
Yeah, we have her on the rotation.
Oh, fantastic.
What's like the most requested? Was there one that people are always requesting for you to play that night?
Let's Get It On, Marvin Gaye.
Yeah, we know we can't play that one. That's not appropriate for our airwaves.
Oh. Ooh. But I thought it was Love Songs After Dark. So what's the criteria?
Well, we keep things clean.
Oh, okay. So Love Songs After Dark, but in separate beds.
Yes. Especially before marriage.
Speaking of which, so we brought Elena on because she is doing, it's actually less than a month away. She's got her own
27 days, bitches.
27 days, 27 dresses. She's getting ready for her own wedding, and Steven's planning his own wedding. So we just wanted to trade crazy planning stories.
Let's back up the truck here. Definitely not planning my wedding.
So you're not doing shit.
I was going to ask how involved you are, because
I'm fairly involved, but Jesse's done a ton of the heavy lifting. Like this is like
the only way you can really go. Like, Zach wants to help, and he's got all the time in the world right now because he's on disability. But it's like, it's so hard to have, like, I want him to help. It's just hard. It's I don't know what I'm doing. I wish, it's hard to have the guy help. And I don't even have like a vision, but it's like, it's just too many people's opinions. If you have too many opinions, you just, it makes everything more difficult. I have no idea what my wedding's going to look like. It's just going to happen.
Yeah.
But we'll all enjoy it together. Steven, you went to a wedding yesterday. How was it? Did you get any ideas?
It was fantastic. No ideas. No ideas because, like, I don't know. At the end of the day, it was a wedding, and I think what the main takeaway from this one is it's not always about the things and the amenities. Like, although they did have a fantastic, open bar with good drink selection. They had like they had an ice cream truck roll through at the end of the night, though I didn't get any. I didn't get any.
Oh, Steven, these are great ideas. Write these down.
That's cute. Yeah, it's fun and all, but like everything's so expensive. It's you kind of have to pick and choose which one of your like little things you're gonna do like that.
Yeah,
unless you have a ton of money, which we don't.
But at the end of the day, like as long as you got a lot of the people who you love and people that love you and want to celebrate you, and they actually do celebrate you, because Jesse and I have been to a lot of weddings in the past couple of years. We've been to like almost like 16.
Oh my gosh.
16.
That's a stupid amount of weddings in 1 year.
Not 1 year. We've been to it's been like 3 1 year, 3 the next, but a total.
Oh, so since you guys have been a couple, you guys been to 16 weddings?
That's a lot. Zach and I maybe been to 6. I don't know.
16 weddings and how many funerals?
5 weddings, 3 straight years. A couple of funerals.
Yeah.
A couple of funerals, but that's neither here nor there. But no, it's just like but there's definitely been a couple of them where it feels very forced,
Yeah.
Like,
see, that's that's not going to be ours.
No, and this one isn't, and this past weekend wasn't like that at all. Although I had, because I was a groomsman. I wasn't a groomsman for any of these other weddings. I was a groomsman for this one. And as a groomsman, you don't want to like ruin anything. You know what I mean? You want to do what they want you to do. Yeah. Stick to the schedule and don't screw anything up. And
you screwed it all up.
Yeah. Well, no. What the hell did you do?
Nothing. I'm very anxious when it comes to that sort of thing, because I am the guy that would do something wrong that would ultimately throw things out of whack. But
did you have to give something or
no? So yesterday, and I think the other groomsmen knew that, because yesterday after we took the photos, we kind of got in like a semicircle and we're all just chopping it up. I think like the groom and the bride went to go take their own separate family photos, so we were just kind of standing around. And then one of them, the best man actually, he asks, he's like, "So you guys ready for the you guys ready for the dance? You ready for the choreograph that we've been practicing?" And then one of the other groomsmen, completely straight face, "Oh yeah, I'm ready. I've been practicing at home." And then I'm like, "What?" And I'm thinking that in the back of my head. And then another one walks in, completely straight face. "Oh yeah, I'm ready. I got the moves down. I've remembered the steps, everything." And I'm like, "There's a dance that we were supposed to learn. What?" They're like, "Yeah, you didn't get the message? You didn't get the video?" "Yeah, we sent a video in a group in the group text. We sent a video a couple of days ago. You haven't been
practicing?" Those group texts, man.
And it would absolutely be something. It'd be something I would do, to miss that text and not know what the dance moves are. So they
but if there's like a planned dance, that's got to be a bigger thing than just like that's just like a text thing. Like you can't just be like, "Hey guys, we're doing this dance. Hope you learn it by the time we do the wedding."
You know what? In that little 20 seconds that they were fooling me, I didn't really think about that in the back of my head. All I'm thinking
that's understandable.
So they were liars.
Yeah, they were complete liars. They were like,
"That's cute.
Dude, there's they could tell I was getting really. They could tell my heart sank, and they were like, "Dude, there's no dance. No, we're just fucking with you, man."
I like to keep fucking with my bridesmaids that they have to learn how to dance with me. But everyone knows, if they've seen me, that I'm not going to be doing a dance on my own accord. Well, okay, so you guys have seen Miss Congeniality, right?
Oh yeah.
Which one?
One.
Well, there's 2 of them.
The OG.
Yeah, I actually have not.
Okay, well, in Miss Congeniality, it's the what is it called? What are those things called? A Miss America
Pageants?
Competition.
Yeah. Pageants.
And their opening dance, they're all wearing like these green dresses, and each of them are a different state of the United States, and they do a dance to "You're One in a Million." And so my bridesmaids are wearing green, and I saw an Instagram of like bridesmaids doing this, and so I'm like, we're learning this dance. We haven't started yet though, so only 27 days left.
You should do it though. That'd be great. You could do your like Kevin Durant dance moves. I'd be down.
You could get.
Did you guys watch the basketball game this morning?
I did, and I gotta say, just I'm really sick and tired of everybody just getting so upset with Steve Kerr and his rotations and whatnot.
I know.
It's Steven, did you see any of the game?
We did actually. I caught it from the midway through the second till the end of the third. So pretty
Okay.
much when US pulled away, or actually to the middle of the fourth. So we were getting towards the end of the game. But yeah, honestly, this was like the first one I've watched in full, like, or at least paid close attention to, because I'm not that interested in exhibition games or whatever. But I'm like, God, they're so talented, man. Like, no one's gonna stop them. I think they're really rolling now after 5 showcase games.
Did you watch Greece and Canada yesterday?
I watched USA play Greece in water polo.
I watched the first few minutes of that, and I said, this is boring.
Well, I was commenting with Steven that I like the headgear. Like, it's just kind of interesting that they wear headgear when they're doing that. But no, I mean, I watched it for like 5 minutes and then turned it off.
Same. I mean, I wanted to hear the announcers try to say the Greek names, but I wasn't getting enough of that. So
that'd be great.
And water polo just looks really hard, and it gives me anxiety to watch.
Yeah.
Like them have to tread water that much. It just sounds so tiring.
Yeah,
I haven't seen any live
look-ins.
I haven't seen any live look-ins on speed walking though. That's my favorite.
Oh. I forgot about
you know speed walking? Okay, good. Yeah, because I just like the form they have.
They look so awkward. It's wonderful.
Oh, I think it's amazing. But yeah, like everyone's shitting on Steve today because he didn't play Jason Tatum or Halliburton, and I'm just like, who cares? They won the game. Why are we making this like
people want to shit on Steve Kerr?
I know. I'm really getting tired of it because believe me, like he's 2 years left and he's ready to go. Like everybody should just treasure these last 2 seasons they're going to have with him because
Kevin Durant and Steph Curry get back together.
Oh, God, watching him at the podium, like
I know they're so cute.
They gotta
go find my plush Kevin Durant. My little doll.
Yes, that one's better than the Patrick Mahomes for Kermit the Frog one.
I do. It does little pins of them.
Oh
too.
No!
Just hanging out together in case they want to reunite.
Ooh.
Where's my camera? Oh, it's too hard to see. A small Kevin and a small Steph.
Yeah, they are the best of friends.
They look creepy.
It makes you think, though, doesn't it? Like,
I also still have
Kevin Durant never left. Like, God, what could have been? Yeah,
I know. I'm sure some people were pissed that he came off the bench today. Oh yes,
good times.
Whoa,
no, those were good times.
Was that is that an Ashlock special, or is that just you and your classic
Ashlock? I think it was one of my other friends.
Oh, all right.
Elena actually had some pretty good Photoshops back in the day.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I like how you didn't. I like how you didn't download Photoshop either. You just searched up Photoshop on the web and used
Yeah, no, I'm not going to pay for Photoshop. I'm sorry.
Nah,
I've got things to pay for, like everyone to eat meals at my wedding. I don't think I have enough money to pay my caterers. So
how was the table sorting?
I had to get drunk
to do this. I love it.
It's too stressful. Like everything, I have to have like one drink before I start doing the wedding stuff, or else it's too stressful. But yeah, we finished the tables. I mean, I might move a few things around. I actually, like, Zach and I started to do it together, and then it was hard. And then I have a friend who's just really good at doing shit. She always comes over and she like gets everything done for me. I'm like, how did you do that? I think it's easier when it's not your stuff, but
yeah,
she basically just did my seating chart for me, and
then
I placed them all on these tables.
That's dangerous. So where are me and Steven sitting?
Oh, that's for you to find out. I don't know. I have to look.
No, I don't like the mystery of that. I'm gonna have to start like telling people like, hey, you mind if we switch?
Why?
Because you gotta be with the crew.
You're gonna be with the crew.
You got to trust the people the people whose wedding it is. If you're gonna,
I don't trust either of you guys.
I trust Elena.
No, thank you.
Yeah, Derek, you are at our wedding. You are seated with
in the way back with the bathroom.
You're seated with my family. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, good.
Derek, Jesse, I'm just kidding. I'm not. I'm
Bring Jesse on.
I need Jesse.
Let's compare and contrast what has been hectic for both of you guys.
Jesse, come on. Yes.
Now it's time for Just Your Opinion, woman.
Oh, yeah, nice.
Just your opinion.
All right. So, Elena, what's been the most hectic thing to plan for the wedding?
It was really hard for me to do the guest list and pick my bridesmaids and do anything where I had to like say that one person is more important than the other person.
Yeah.
It's been like, it kills me. And then also money, because I hate dealing with money and I don't want to be the one who has to do any of this stuff, but I'm the person to do it. So money, managing it, and choosing who are my favorite people.
All right, fair enough.
He's really messed up. Hi, Jesse, my beautiful.
What's up, Jesse? This is the first time we get
hair and makeup on from
good
the
for
wedding
you.
yesterday, so I'm prepared.
Good for you.
Is it the first time we've seen your face on this? Because we've heard your voice plenty of times.
No, this is the second time. I'm glad the first one was so memorable for you.
Well, when was the first time? When you were calling out Steven for the box?
No. I actually don't even remember what it was, so joke's on me.
Yeah,
But I
there you go.
definitely came on here once.
So what's been the craziest process of planning the wedding for you, Jesse?
The craziest process has been managing our family's emotions and opinions, I would say.
In what way?
Without going into details, because I don't know who listens to this, but just
Not many right now, so you're fine.
well, this is also recorded, right, and is listened to later. It's just been hard trying to balance like the politics of
The world?
the people who are helping fund the wedding should have some sort of a say, but at the end of the day, it's still our wedding and it's not their wedding.
Yeah, I got you.
And so there's things like that, and I think that's probably been the worst. And also the guest list as well has been really hard.
All right. Well,
Go
ahead. Yeah.
I hate it all. I hate it all. I'm so excited for it to be done in 27 days. Now I'm excited for the wedding to happen. I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But even like right now, I'm like annoyed with people. Like, I don't know. It's just like I was finally in a good place. And then like some weird shit happens like with my friends. And I'm like, I can't deal with you. Just don't put me in a bad mood.
Yeah.
But I'm not trying to walk around saying like I'm an angel and everyone has to kiss my feet because I'm getting married in a few days. But I'm not doing shit wrong. So I just want everyone to love each other and be nice. I'm excited for my family to get here. My mom hasn't like tried to have too much say in it. She wanted me to invite some of her friends that I didn't want to invite because I'm like, look, I'm not even close with these people. I have a lot of people I'm trying to invite that I can't invite because there's too many people. And but then, like you said, my mom is helping me pay for most of this, so I'm gonna let her have some. We came to a nice agreement of like how many of her friends are gonna come because that's like I care about them too. It's just I don't know. And then now I have like I still have like, I'm like, oh, I still have some space that I could fill people in, but it's like, I don't even want to invite people at this point. It just seems for one, a little bit insulting. For two, I'm already having a lot of anxiety about having everyone looking at me. It's not really my, I don't like to be the center of attention. And so I don't want to keep inviting people that, I don't know. It's just so weird. I'm just want to like kind of crawl into a hole, but you know what? It's going to be a beautiful day.
Yes.
Oh, yes. It's a great U2 song, too.
Yeah. I am proud of myself for like getting this seating chart done, though. That was really hard.
No, it looks good.
Yeah.
So what's been the most positive thing, though, in the process?
Zach and I are really good.
Well, that's good. Jesse can't say the same, though.
Yeah, we're all right.
No, I'm trying to think of something else because we have definitely grown a lot in this process, I would say.
Yeah.
Like our communication has gotten better, I would say.
Yeah. No, when I say like Jesse's done a lot of the heavy lifting in this, like
all of it.
Like, I mean, she just thinks of stuff that I don't even think of. And so it literally is like two people going to the gym, one who is basically a bodybuilder and the other who's like this scrawny person going for the first time. And this dude wants this one person who has experience just knows what to do when they go to the gym. And the scrawny person's like, you know what, I'm just going to do dumbbell curls because that's what I see in the movie.
God, man, your analogies.
Yeah. On point.
It's weird.
On point.
I do dumbbell curls.
Yeah. Yeah, she just thinks about things.
Steven just does Tybo.
Yes.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I feel like you've been to so many weddings that you should know some of these things.
Right. Yeah.
So
I think I've
that's
been to a lot more weddings than Zach too, because he's like, oh, we should do that. Are we supposed to do that? Like, I don't know. He doesn't know some of the things that we're supposed to do, and that's the other thing. Fucking social media, right? So it's like once you start looking up wedding stuff, it's like I'm sure same as you, it's the only thing that's in your feed on Instagram and Facebook or whatever. And it's like it's sickening because you can't get away from it. And you're always like, should I be doing that, or am I supposed to be doing that? Or like, oh, that would be cool, but it's like you can't do everything. You just it's like I really hope I can I might have to just delete all of my social media when I'm done and then start anew.
Oh, hell yeah.
I need all the wedding stuff to just go away. I never want to see them again. And then you see other people's weddings and you're like, you compare yourself to them and you're like, well, I wish I was doing that and I wish I was doing that, but it's like I'm already in this deep. So
yeah. Social media has social media has my groomsmen thinking that they gotta like have these grand entrances where they got to do like a Cirque du Soleil performance to walk into the damn floor.
Nah, it's not about them.
It doesn't have to be them. Well, like it doesn't. But you should, dude, Derek. You should see. You don't have You don't have.
No. I mean, I've seen it before. Like when I went to my buddies 2 years ago, I had 2 weddings to go to. 2 of my close friends, and they were talking about like, yeah, do you guys want to do like some kind of thing?
Was
I was
during
like,
Greek festival.
Yes. Well, it got postponed because of COVID and everything. We ended up going later on.
Sorry to interrupt.
No. But you know, like I like the whole process of like, hey, you got to take like 15 steps here, and you got to go right before this person. I'm like, yeah, like look, it's not about me. I'll do whatever you want, but I'm not taking the shine away from anybody else. Like I'm not gonna do some dancing. Like it's not about me. So like, let me just stand there and you know pretend I'm not crying.
The groom asked you to do a little dance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This one was easy for us. This one was easy for us because the groom is obviously works for the 49ers. So he had
obviously.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Sorry, Elena.
But I did see the mascot in your Instagram.
Yeah.
Sourdough Sam was there.
He showed up.
Sourdough Sam made an appearance. Joe Netney was randomly there. That was all time. I didn't say hi to him though. But
you should have.
They had it like the entrances with 49ers players.
So like the way that the entrance for the 49ers players when they came
out with the boombox.
Oh, that's cute.
They didn't have that. They had "For Whom the Bell Tolls" by Metallica playing in the background, and they got the actual PA announcer to record everyone's name. So he's like, "From the bridal party."
That's so cute. Yeah, I don't have any of that shit.
Yeah, that was pretty sweet.
There's still time, Elena.
They had like custom made rally towels too, so they gave you
Greg,
something.
ask Greg if he'll do it for me.
He'll charge you pretty significantly.
Tell him I'm poor and sad.
All right, so let me ask you guys what you got going on at the weddings. We'll see if it's linking up. Okay, open bar for both weddings, yes?
For a time.
Yes, it's open bar, but like we're bringing in all the booze and we're making the cocktails ahead of time. Like I already have all the liquor. We're pre-batching 3 cocktails.
Nice. Oh.
And then I got beer and wine and shit. So I'm bringing in everything. Our bartenders are bartenders for the caterers. So they're not like real I don't know what their level of skill is. So we're going to have everything. So all they have to do is pour it in a glass.
Yeah. If I order a mint julep, how much will that throw them off?
I don't think we're gonna have the ingredient. You're gonna have a list. You're gonna be able to get these 3 cocktails, or you can do something in tonic and something in soda, and then beers.
Fair enough.
So it'll be all free, and we're not gonna run out. But we might run out of like one thing, and you got to move to another thing.
Yeah.
So
Steven, Jesse, what's so there's a time limit here?
Well, we haven't. It's not fully decided yet. So we have a full open bar. We have a couple signature cocktails. We were not able to buy our own alcohol. It came with the venue.
Ooh.
So that was a little different, but we might be adding an extra hour on. And if we add an extra hour on, that does not include the cost of alcohol. And so if we do the extra hour, which we haven't fully decided on that yet,
we're still deciding.
We would do cash bar for the last hour.
Yeah,
but,
that's fine.
Fair enough.
By that point, anyway.
Yeah.
All right.
But it is open bar.
Okay. Good. Well, that's all I need to know. I'm there. Okay. What about DJs, or is it live bands?
DJ Billy Vidal is my DJ.
Oh hell yeah! That's fucking sweet. Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Top
Yay,
bet, Jesse.
Mean Kitty.
Oh.
Billy
Top that,
Vidal?
Jesse. You got like the DJ from the Warriors coming through.
No.
Yeah, we got DJ D Sharp.
D
We
Sharp,
got,
yeah, that's there.
Yeah, DJ Umami.
No,
No,
I
we-
want
we-
my cat.
We got DJ D Sharp playing the tunes, and we got Franco Finn doing the intros.
Oh hell
Yes.
Steven and Jesse.
He's back. We just got the venue came with the DJ, so we're just giving him a playlist.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, his name's Gino.
I have a playlist.
Yeah.
Jacob, did Jacob send you 500 songs on your
No.
RSVP?
They'll require him to RSVP.
Oh, he doesn't RSVP. I think I probably.
I don't
bugged
think
him.
I'll tell Jacob to RSVP.
Yeah.
I mean,
Sent me.
You guys are worrying about enough. Let me handle Jacob.
yeah.
He sent me like a list of
Let me make sure.
25 songs.
Yeah, he's
Right.
got to set. Okay, so that's the thing. So the set list is already prepared, but what if I go off the cuff and ask Billy Vidal to go off the set list? Is that
Go
is it a
ahead.
no?
I
Okay,
don't give a
fantastic.
shit. Unless it's something like. Oh, no, I love all of your music choices, Derek.
You were gonna say something though.
I don't know what I was gonna say.
It's not any of that dumb shit you like.
But DJ Billy Vidal is gonna be on the 1s and 2s.
Nice.
That's gonna be fun. Yeah, he's my homie.
Yeah.
All right, do you guys encourage singing along? Can we do an open mic karaoke thing?
Yeah, and then of course we're having an after party at the bar, so anything goes there.
Fantastic. All right, I didn't get a yes or no from Steven and Jesse
For what?
Singing.
for me stealing the mic and possibly singing along with these songs.
You don't steal.
You don't
a mic.
need a microphone
You
to
can go on-
sing.
You can go on the dance floor and just
Yeah.
You hear Jesse's voice right now.
Yeah.
I need a
I'm
microphone to sing, guys.
not normally this raspy.
This is Jesse, the product of Jesse singing her little heart out.
I'm really proud of both of
every
you for
wedding.
even just putting your face on camera after a wedding. Because yeah, then there's the next day. Are you guys doing like a brunch the next day? I canceled my brunch because I couldn't. It was going to be like another whole expense. I couldn't
Yeah.
find anything cheap enough.
Yeah.
No.
I was so fed up with everything. But then my mom's like, "Well, I'm still going to have to like do a get together."
Yeah.
well,
something at my house.
We're doing a welcome party before.
I cannot be held accountable for any state that I'm in on Sunday after the
Yeah,
wedding.
no.
That's all.
That's
No,
I'm
don't
saying.
blame me there. Don't blame me there.
No, that's why we're doing it on Friday to
Yeah.
allow us to be able to try and socialize with people from out of town.
Yeah.
And that way, the day of, we are more chill. And then Sunday.
Yeah, you don't
we're
have to like go
not
around
doing
and say
shit.
hi to everyone.
So
Like,
there's
I'm
no
gonna-
Sunday brunch right after the wedding?
Nothing scheduled or official, but if you want to go to brunch, you can. But
Yeah, like we have a continental
We're not
breakfast
paying
at the hotel everyone's staying
Ooh,
at.
continental.
Everyone can just meet there, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Get yourself a poppy seed muffin.
I'm gonna be in rare form, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm probably going to be too hungover for this brunch the
Yeah.
next day and just
Well,
watch
I
football.
canceled it. I almost thought about it because I found a pizza place. I was like, I'm gonna maybe do a pizza party the next day and
Ooh,
just
pizza party.
Cool.
yeah. But then I'm like, I'm sick of forking out thousands of dollars. So just
Yeah.
no, we're gonna meet at Continental Breakfast.
What about spooning out $1,000?
What about sporking?
Ooh, that could be even better.
Elena, Elena, forgive me for asking this stupid question here, but as you know, My Big Fat Greek Wedding is a movie that both Jesse and I love. Jesse loves it too. Is it truly customary to spit on the bride and groom as they're
Oh,
walking through
don't
the-
spit on me.
Okay.
I've never seen that happen. So I
Okay.
don't know what that is. I mean, it might be from a different, I don't
Okay.
know. Don't
Okay.
spit on me.
Yeah, because that's
Don't
like
like
my
spit.
No
Derek
hawk
doesn't like
to
spit either.
No, I'm not a big spit guy, so no hawk toing at
You
any
can
wedding.
poo and fart all you want.
Well, that's good to know. That is good to know.
two.
Yeah,
I don't
exactly.
like the spitting for luck.
Now
I
spitting
don't even
spitting's
know what we're
gross.
doing when we walk out. I'm like, are we supposed to do something when we walk out of the church? I
Dance.
do a little.
Yeah.
You'll
It's
figure
your
it out.
wedding. Do
Yeah.
whatever you
Oh.
want.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we have to go take pictures after that, and you guys will go to the cocktail hour.
Mm.
Oh, fantastic.
Cocktail hour is going to be out on the platea, like looking out, like kind of like where the Yito stand is.
Nice.
Ah, good to
Out,
know.
looking out at the view, and then the
Spanakopita too.
reception is going to be inside the big hall.
Ooh, nice.
Oh,
So-
so
And
exciting.
that-
Should we expect all the Greek foods that we are accustomed to?
It's not going to be all the Greek foods, no, unfortunately, but it is the Greek caterers, so we are going to have some Greek foods.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. What about speeches? I've
You're
already
not
been told
doing
by
a
Steve.
speech, Derek.
Yeah, I know. You guys already told me I can't talk or say anything during this thing. I'm not going to ruin it.
The
But
welcome
Elena,
party.
can I at least just do it, what's the appropriate time before the wedding, after the wedding? When would be a speech?
Well, we
be
are going to do
appropriate?
some speeches in the middle of the wedding, but I see Zach asked 2 people to give speeches. I kind of only want to do one, so
So that's a no for me too. All right.
Yeah.
maybe
I'll
if
be
I'm drunk
I'll be
enough, I'll
seen
say
and
yes.
not I'll be seen and not heard at both weddings. Don't worry,
I'm going
guys.
to try not to be too drunk, and I'm going to try to make sure I eat. And
That's
Yeah.
important. I've
Super
actually,
important.
funnily enough, like that's one of the top pieces of advice that I've gotten.
yeah,
over the
eat.
course
Make
of
sure you eat.
Make sure you eat.
And
'cause you
drink
can forget.
water.
Take your time to take it in.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just going to like minimally drink, but like have enough of a buzz that I can handle my situation
Yeah.
until the end of the night, and that's when it's gonna go crazy. I also don't want to make a fool of myself. Everything's at the church, It's like I
Mhm.
don't. I
Oh,
also,
it's your own wedding though. Who cares?
I know, but I worked really hard to get to the position where I am right now with them, and
Yeah, fair enough.
it's not like everyone's gonna be there. Father Nick is going to be there for a little bit, but I doubt he stays like to the end. And
Okay.
he's so fun. He's really great.
I'll be making a spectacle of myself for both of you guys, so don't worry.
Oh, we're excited.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's all I got for wedding stuff. You want to talk some sports stuff, Elena?
Sure. I mean, if I know anything, I know.
Well, I mean, yeah, you know a ton.
I dip in and dip out,
I know.
I
Well,
am going to go to the A's game next week. I'm going to go to the last fireworks game.
nice.
My
So
first game of the season. And I am
l-
going to the last game of the season
Even though John Fisher raised the prices to
We
fuck
got
everybody
tickets
over.
at the beginning of the year.
Okay, good to know. And
So
thanks,
normal
Jesse.
price
Thank you, Jesse,
ticket.
for stopping by to.
Yeah, I know no one
Tell
wants
me
to
of
hear my
everything-
sports takes, just weddings.
Love you, Jesse. You're
So,
gorgeous.
I'm leaving.
Glad you had fun yesterday.
Thank you.
Yeah, Jesse just came on to tell me everything I can't do at the wedding.
Yeah,
Um,
that's okay.
Yeah. So, give us your thoughts on the A's, Elena, because
I
this is
haven't
it.
watched a game this season. Not
No,
one.
me neither. Everyone tells me that Mason Miller's cool. I
I
haven't
haven't
watched.
tuned in at all.
Well-
I have to like separate myself from things
Yeah.
when I'm upset because I can't. I get consumed, and I don't want to be like that. So that's
No, I
what I
don't blame
kind
you.
of did. I mean, I kind of still watch the Raiders a little bit, but it's a little easier to watch like one game. I mean, they don't play that many games. Whatever. I haven't watched the A's at all. I'm gonna go next weekend. I haven't been to a Ballers game yet, which looks fun.
Ballers is fun. I went when they started the first weekend, and it's really fun. Good environment, very anti-A's, so I loved it. Very pro Oakland.
Yes, I
But-
like that.
Did you see the article that Susan Slusser came out with?
No.
Apparently, the Ballers, and it's not like the worst thing in the world, but definitely some shadiness behind the scenes of how they've conducted
What
themselves.
kind of shadiness? I like a little bit of shade, but
I do too, but
Not on the field because it's very bright out there. There's no shade on the actual field, like in the stands.
well done, Stephen. Well done. So basically, the Ballers they're a new franchise. They're still figuring things out, but apparently, an agent that represents, I think, 3 players has said that the conditions for them are terrible. They put them in housing, and their car's been broken into. It's not been the best environment for them. Injuries have not been taken into account.
oh,
And the agent that represents them is Dave Stewart's wife. So she went off on them, saying like they're not going to be back with the team. It's just been bad. Dave Stewart actually tweeted out on Friday, being like, "Yeah, this is bullshit."
I haven't seen any of that. No, that's not good.
No,
You
it's
don't
not
want
good.
players to be treated badly. And like, yeah, Oakland is rough. Oakland is not great
Yeah.
now, and you have to take care of people and protect who they like. Like all my family coming into town, I'm like warning everyone, like, don't leave, don't do anything, don't ever have your luggage in your, what I mean? I'm not trying
Yeah.
to scare anyone, but
Yeah.
I also don't
No,
want
but
people
just the
coming into
truth.
town and getting their shits taken, especially rental cars. And I'm like, I said, if you come into the Oakland airport and you have a rental car, don't get gas near the airport, because people like target the cars that are rental cars coming to the gas stations near the airport, all this shit. It's so sad. I'm Oakland
Yeah.
through and through. So
No,
it
me
just
too.
sucks to
But
see it,
now,
like,
but living
really
here now,
shitty.
like, you definitely see some bad stuff. Like I've, the a lot of the
Derek, how was
businesses.
your move?
Move's good. I'm in my new place. I like it.
Good.
I like it when the taco stand near the apartment doesn't blast music at 4 a.m. But that's neither here nor
Oh.
there.
But at least there's a taco stand nearby.
I do enjoy a good taco
I
stand
love
nearby.
tacos.
But yeah, like things are not the best right now. Although I live in an area where it's not terribly bad, but
That's good.
yeah, there's some rough spots.
Yeah.
But just back to the Ballers. Like
it's a lot of it is Derek. A lot of it's like, the injury stuff. Obviously, they have a
Yes.
team doctor, but apparently there's like been skipping examinations and stuff. And
it's in West Oakland and Ramondre Park.
What level of like baseball is it?
it's Pioneer League. It's
Pioneer
the
League,
independent league. It's the independent league.
So like, what do the other teams get, and how much money are these players making?
That's the thing. There's not that many details of that. It's just the shadiness that's going on with the Ballers. I will say,
I just wonder, like, in comparison to other teams in the same league, is this like way worse? Because we obviously know that minor league players in baseball are not treated like shit necessarily, but much less than the MLB players.
Definitely. No,
so this has got to be less than that.
You would think, but I remember like the housing around the ballpark is very nice. So I was wondering if they put them up there, but I guess that's not the case. The fucked up thing is, I guess the assistant coach was texting with Dave Stewart's wife, and this is the part that everybody's up in arms about, which I totally get, is that she's calling out them, being like, "You guys need to get better, conditions for the players. Have you talked to the players even?" And apparently, the assistant coach texted back saying, "Well, yes, I talked to my players more than you have pillow talk with them." So that's the part where
anyone who like throws like something like that at a woman who is in a position that she's in is like so rude.
Yeah, no, it's incredibly rude. The weird thing is, sorry to cut you off, Steven. The weird thing is, Dave Stewart's daughter is also a sports agent, and she is behind the Ballers 100%, and she's calling out, I guess, her stepmother or whoever Dave is dating now, and saying all of it is just slander. So this is the part where it gets weird with family of Dave Stewart.
But there's no questioning what the Ballers have done for like the actual city and that.
Yeah, of course.
Like they've definitely done much to improve it. But I don't know, when I read that article, like it's pretty damning, sure, but it's not like it's something they can't fix. You know,
no, I mean they can totally fix it.
I think it's very much. I think there's very much. It's very much a learning experience, really, for all involved. And I think, like, when it comes to maybe they were just so focused on putting a team together that they kind of put everything else on the back burner. Like,
well, it did happen really fast.
Yeah,
no, it totally did.
Yeah.
And I don't know if anybody knows this, but JT Snow is not part of the Ballers anymore, and. Maybe next time he comes on with us every Friday on Tolbert and Copes, and maybe next week we ask him why he left and what was going on there. So we'll see about that.
It's the whole substandard housing thing is pretty bad though. Like you got them in bunk beds. They didn't have any cabinets or chest of drawers. They were like living out of their suitcases essentially. Like that's not
hey,
good.
me too.
That's not a good look. Really?
I still need to buy a dresser.
Do you still? All right, Elena, you're just in here, but I think Derek.
Derek, do you want to put a dresser on my registry for you?
Oh, that'd be fantastic.
Last time we
actually, Zach needs a new dresser too. So
last time we talked about the amenities, Derek had like one cup, one butcher knife, and like a shower.
Have a housewarming party, and then people can bring you stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Steven, what are you gonna bring me? Huh? Nice toaster,
a couch.
Yeah, okay, that is true. Steven got me a couch. Couch is right behind us.
Oh, there you go.
I didn't get him.
I was given his couch.
You have a kitchen now, but you didn't. To give him some credit, he didn't have a kitchen before.
Right.
So where would you have kept all your kitchen shit? You know.
Exactly. See, thank you, Elena.
But now from scratch.
See, now I have.
Do you have now?
What's that?
How many cups do you have now?
I have a full set. I guess 6.
Great. I was gonna say, it's also very easy to like these are from the Four Seasons. You know, you gotta do what you gotta do.
See. Yeah. And I have like all utensils and whatnot.
Don't come out for Four Seasons.
And yeah, what else? I just don't have a dresser. That's the one thing. At my old place, they had like built-in stuff you could put your clothes.
Oh.
So I need to get a dresser, and I went to IKEA like a month ago and was looking around, and I was like, I don't want.
A scary place.
It is. So I was like walking around for a while, and I realized it took me a while to realize. I can't get anything that's like pre-made. So I was like, well, this is a waste of time. So I might as well just order something offline and have it delivered.
Yeah. And then you also will still have to build that. But Zach will come over. Zach loves building things.
All right. Tell Zach over to come over and build my dresser for me.
I will. ordered something like that somebody got us from the registry, a night or I don't know what it's called, a coffee table. And I didn't want to put it together until we were getting the room ready for something nice. I didn't want to do it until it was happening. And he just couldn't wait. Like, he can't wait. So he was too excited to build it. He loves, like, following those directions and building things. I can't stand that shit. So
I don't mind building stuff, but I never follow directions, which, of course, leads to it being crappily made. So, yeah. So Elena.
I was going to say something else, but I don't think it was about IKEA. Go ahead.
Well, I was going to ask you. Well, actually, Aram's in the chat here too. Aram wants to know. I want Elena's take on broiling steak. So, Elena, have you ever cooked steak before?
Yeah.
What's your method?
I just do it on the stove, or, like Zach will put it on the grill sometimes. But
okay,
yeah, I cook it on. I'm not great at cooking steak. I mean, I'm trying to get better because I really want I like a medium rare steak, but I always accidentally cook it a little bit too far.
Gotcha.
So I'm working on it, but I did make a pot roast the other week, which was excellent. I made it in my Dutch oven.
Fantastic.
Ooh. Yeah.
Okay, so are you opposed to a broiled steak?
I mean, how long are you broiling it for? Just for
20
like
minutes?
Just 20 minutes in the broiler?
Yeah.
No, I mean, it's going to be charred, right?
No.
Burn?
Okay, not a broiler. You put it in the oven and you set it to broil, and then it's good to go.
It sounds like it's going to be overcooked.
It's not overcooked. It's perfectly fine.
But I don't know. I've never had it.
Don't you put it in another appliance before you put it in the
Rob, by the way. How are you?
Do you put it in another appliance before, though? Don't you put it in like the microwave first?
No, Steven. The microwave's afterwards if I didn't cook it thoroughly enough. There's nothing wrong with nothing wrong with nuking the steak just to make sure it's good to go.
I mean, I'll reheat a steak if I have to in the
I just don't want to say like my smoke detectors are really sensitive, so I never like putting it on the stove because that just accumulates a shit ton of smoke.
We took all of our smoke detectors off, and then the other day I was like a little like, Sam, we should put some of these back on.
Just when you move out.
I got all nervous. I'm like, what if I don't want to die in a fire.
Oh, by the way, Zach may need to help me with spackling because I did a bang up job mounting my TV.
Okay.
When I say bang up job, I mean literally just banging up the wall.
But you got a lot TV up.
Do you have like
TV's up? TV's up finally.
Do you have like a lot of holes just around your TV?
Yeah. I mean, thank God the TV covers it. But before, like, I hung the TV up, I was like, Jesus, this is just like holes after hole after hole, like everywhere.
Yeah, I'll hands up. My TV's the exact same way. I'm not gonna chastise you.
I got to spackle. Got to spackle.
Got to spackle. You got to spackle.
I learned to spackle. I learned. Yes, I made the mistake at the old place. You definitely got to spackle. You don't want to be charged for that shit.
No, you don't want to be charged. I've done a lot of spackling in my life because I like putting things up.
Yeah, I stupidly we were having this discussion on the podcast, Atlanta, where I was telling him, I mounted. I took the TV off the wall the last place and just didn't have time to do anything. And Steve's like, "You got to spackle, dude." And I was like, "Yeah, I didn't have time. Didn't have time." Okay, we'll get you out of here on this, Elena, because we know this hurt all of us. But I want to get your opinion on it. Klay Thompson leaving the Warriors.
Klay.
We all love Klay. You love Klay. You got Klay Thompson shoes.
I got Klay. Everything. He's in my heart. I'm always gonna love Klay. I feel it makes me a little sad just because he's like so stoked on going to Dallas. You know, he just. I mean, I guess he should do that. Like pump up his
Rocco
team or whatever.
Rocco can't enjoy the heat in Texas.
It's just like, Rocco's not gonna like it there. And I always kind of thought that like I would run into Klay one day and we would hit it off. I mean, like maybe when I was in my 20s, I thought it might turn into something more, but now I just want to be friends. And so I'm bummed that never happened because I just always thought we would be cool. He's come into one of our bars before, the Kona Club, but never happened. I love Klay. I feel bad about the way it's ending, but like it's already amazing that these guys stayed together for so long, and so I've just tried to focus on that. It's going to be really weird to see him playing for another team. But I get it. I mean, I hope he does well.
Yeah.
Not too well.
No, it'll be a weird thing.
I hated that last game of the play-in game. Like that was so
0 for 12.
sickening. It was so sad. I couldn't believe that. Just because I know how that was going to affect him. But I don't think about that shit. I think about all the happy times he brought me. So I just try to focus on that. And it's like, I'm already so happy about everything the Warriors have done. So I'm just trying to be like, okay, they brought me some championships. I never had that feeling before. It was great.
No, I mean, that's how I feel. But there's a lot of spoiled Warriors fans now that want more championships. And you can't waste the last remaining years of Steph Curry's career, which I'm like, he's good. He's got 4 championships.
I know. And 4 kids.
Yeah.
And I don't know if he has any cats, but he should. I know he has a dog, I think. Cats are the best, though. I can't wait to become an old childless cat woman, like just to piss some people off. I have my ducks.
Oh, nice. Look at that duck. So wait, hold on, Elena. You said one of
Elena,
our bars.
Sorry, hang on. That is the most on-brand Elena thing to ever.
She's got ducks.
My
she
duck?
also has
talks about wanting to be a childless cat mom and proceeds to pull out.
I got the stuffed duck. Elena's got a lot of stuffed animals. What you got?
I do.
What was it? The pelican? No, it wasn't a pelican. It was a flamingo.
Yeah, Cornelius. I gave him
Cornelius
my cousin,
the flamingo.
I gave him my cousin, and my cousin called him a pink goose.
I mean, not wrong.
I have a City of Richmond mug with highlighters.
Oh, fantastic.
This is from Jim.
Oh, nice.
My father. My mom's like, "Do you want this mug?" I'm like, "No, but sure."
I mean, he did give you sweet shoes too. Didn't he give you the A's shoes?
Yes, I still wear those, babies.
Oh,
those are from China.
Those are sweet.
Have you been watching the Olympics?
Yes. We talked about it for a little bit, but well, I was going to ask you, Elena. You said that one of your bars, the Kona Club. Did you ever work there?
No.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's in the family.
Gotcha. Okay.
Same
No,
owner owns
that's
never
like 15
worked
minutes
there.
away from me.
Yeah, it's a good.
It's a good
bar.
spot.
Get a chi-chi. They're delicious.
Ooh, a good chi-chi.
Yeah, they're really good.
All right, Elena. Well, it's been fun catching up. We haven't had you on in a while, so we wanted to talk about the craziness of planning weddings, and we look forward to yours.
It's not fun. I can't wait till it's done, but I'm excited to see you guys there, and I'm excited for the wedding, and I'm excited for your wedding, and I'm
She's talking about Steven. I'm not getting married anytime soon.
Yeah.
Well, one day I'm excited.
Derek,
I'll
it'll
bring my duck.
happen. It'll happen one day, man.
Yeah, we'll see.
Doesn't matter. We can all become childless cat ladies together. It's gonna be.
Ooh,
tight.
yes. I look forward to becoming a cat lady.
I love cats.
Yeah,
Does
that's
your
the
cat
problem.
still
I'm
mean,
not really a
Steven?
big cat person.
Did what?
Is your cat still mean?
She's not mean. She just does not like affection, and and so that's a little disappointing.
That's
She's
okay.
she's
Cats are
adorable.
cats. They like to do what they
At the
like
end of the
to
day,
do.
she's a really good cat. Like she doesn't chew up a ton of things. She might
Mm.
scratch a little bit of the couch or whatever, and she might wake me up at 2 a.m, even though I've got like 2 hours left to sleep. But it's just the little cat things. Yeah,
Little cat things.
yeah. She's not mean. She's just yeah.
I don't
She's
know,
not
man.
mean.
Phoebe
She's
sounds
just
like a
bitch.
dick.
Yeah, there. That's the saying of Jesse there.
Well, guys, I got good news. I am getting married. Aram asks, Derek, will you marry me? Yes,
Aw.
Aram.
We'll have the rehearsal dinner at Schroeder's.
Yes.
All right.
Boots
All right,
all
Elena.
around.
Boots
And
on
I
the
hope
ground.
I find one
JD
of
will
our
be there.
bosses in the bathroom. And with that,
Did you do?
yeah.
All right.
Love you
Thanks,
guys.
Lena.
You're
Love you too.
welcome. Bye.
Later.
I don't know how to get out of here. Hide chat, show chat.
We'll remove you.
We got it.
Bye.
All right. That's always fun catching up with Elena. And now we
Oh.
got our next guest coming on. We ever done back-to-back guests?
No, never.
Well, sorry. We kept him waiting for a little while here.
Yeah, it's been 20
Uh,
minutes. Feel bad.
Yeah,
for him.
Walter's going to join us now. And we're going to talk about the MLB trade deadline.
Well,
Because Giants may maybe be making some moves. They win today. They end up winning that game against the Rockies.
yeah, dude. Yeah, they're in a really, really difficult spot.
Well, what do you mean?
Because, to be honest, before the weekend, I'm thinking, all right, they're going to sell. They're going to sell at the deadline, and I know a lot of that's been the talk on your station this week. Is if they do sell, then that essentially tells the fans that you're giving up, which I do agree with. But I also had the mindset like, okay, but if you're telling fans you're giving up, that also implies that you had a chance, and it just didn't feel like the Giants have had much of a chance to do anything this year. So especially with all the contracts, man. So, but now you win 4 in a row. In the wild card, you're what 3.5 back right now. And crazier things have happened as far as win streaks, losing streaks, teams jumping in the standings and all that. So I think they're in a really interesting spot. And I'm glad we're bringing Walter on.
Well, Walter knows. We've been keeping him waiting way too long here. Just Elena had to keep going and going here. But the host of Giants Pre on the weekend, we got Walter Iqbal Celta. What's going on, Walter?
What's up, boys? How we doing?
Oh, we're doing well. Walter knows his Giants, and he knows how to move a mean couch.
Yeah, you're gonna give us a little cameo of your couch over there, right behind you.
I mean, dude, it's right here. You know what a couch looks like.
Yeah,
It's not like JD Vance's couch, but it's a couch.
Fantastic. Have you done the dishes since I've left?
Yes, Walter. I mean,
All right.
Jesus,
Hey,
you come see my
Steven,
place
he has to
one
take care of
time.
himself, dude. I don't know what he's doing.
Did he have was there like a funky smell in his apartment when you
There
when you
was
walked
a
in
lot of things going on that day. I tried to get the hell out of there as soon as possible.
No, thank you.
Yeah, you see the blood-soaked shower curtain, the one butcher knife, and the one cup in his
Yes.
apartment. You're like,
Okay,
yes.
I've explained the blood-soaked shower curtain is just me cutting my head. There's nothing going on there where I'm a serial killer in my spare time.
Well, I
But
don't
who
know.
knows?
I believe that you would be.
Yeah, I
believe it.
love when I bring on friends that Steven doesn't know, and then he meets them, and then you guys just gang up on me and just talk shit. Love it.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
the
well,
rite of
that-
passage. Rite of
look,
passage, bro.
This is how we bond. Okay.
Yes. And by the way, I was telling Steven, and we did a YouTube only show this past week, which was fun. A lot of people watched. A lot of people in the chat watched.
Oh, nice.
Walter won by 1 point, 29-28.
Kick your ass. Well, it wasn't that close, Derek. Wasn't that close.
It was one fucking point.
Wasn't that close. You started talking to me about the Giants at the trade deadline, dude. I got distracted.
Yeah. Or maybe you just don't play Madden that often, and then I got screwed on a Mir Abdullah fumble.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it happens.
Yeah, whatever. But I was talking about how I pronounced the word Titan, and of course Walter and Coach are giving me shit about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's brutal.
Steven
isn't it?
knows all too well about it. Yep.
Titan.
Yeah, he doesn't pronounce his T's like if it's like in the middle of a word. Not at the beginning of the word, he's fine. It's not like he's pronouncing them the Houston Texans, but like the Tennessee Titans. I don't know. It doesn't make sense.
Dude,
There's no rhyme or reason.
Steven, I don't know if you were watching any of that YouTube only show that we did on the KMBR YouTube, but dude, when he dropped that, it's like time stopped. Like we were like, what did you just say? And then me and Coach just went back and forth, dude. It was hilarious.
Well, Walter, it's been fun.
Thank you. I'm gonna go back to my Olympic coverage right now.
Yeah, you can wait another 18 minutes to come on the show.
Thank you.
So, Walter, we wanted to bring you on, and I wanted to bring you on because you know the Giants very well, and I know that you've always thought this was never going to be a make or break season for Farhan because of the contract he got. But I have to say, since he came on Tolbert and Copes and basically said we got to sell, this team needs to show they're worth a damn for me to keep it the way it is and not play younger guys. What do you think? Do you think that he has to sell to save his job, or he has enough job security where he can sell?
I think he has enough job security.
Okay.
He just got that extension 3 years, right? And it'd be unconventional for the Johnsons to kind of backtrack that, and you have him coinciding with the contract of Bob Melvin. So I feel like you have at least one more season. And it depends on what type of selling that the Giants do, in my opinion, because if you're going to sell Blake Snell, and depending on what kind of prospect haul you can get, but if they're guys that can impact this team next year, I mean, that doesn't, I don't think that would throw him in the realm of losing his job, because you are looking to next year, and the rotation, surprisingly enough, with this season, you look at Hayden Birdsong, you look at Kyle Harrison, his maturity going through the system. It's just, you see what this rotation can be, and especially with the youth, and then you add in Robbie Ray and you add in Logan Webb. They have a future there, and I don't necessarily think that Blake Snell is part of that. So I know that it was a lot of money, but it was essentially a 1-year deal. So if you were able to get a prospect haul for Blake Snell that would impact this team next year, I think it's all good, honestly.
So before, because we haven't talked before, really, Walter, about like the Giants or had any sports talk, I'm just wondering, like, what was your initial expectations for the Giants heading into this season and where they're at now, 2 games under 500, heading into the deadline? Like, have they exceeded your expectations? Have they underperformed below expectations? Like, just for you, like where they're at. Did you expect this?
It's been a disappointment. I thought
Yeah.
that this team would be much better than what they're doing.
Yeah.
But again, I mean, you kind of look at, and I'm not trying to make excuses for this team, but they have been banged up all season long. So it's like we haven't really been able to see what they can get to. Now, right now, going into the trade deadline, you see with a good Kyle Harrison and with a Cy Young caliber guy in Blake Snell, and you look at Hayden Birdsong, and you start seeing like the consistency with the rotation, it just makes you think of what if, like what would this team have been had everyone have been healthy. I think that's the one thing that Giants fans and maybe even this front office is kind of holding on to, and maybe that's why you don't trade Blake Snell. But to answer your question, Steven, it's been a disappointment. It's been very underwhelming. There's a lot of words that you can use for this team, and none of them are good. So, I think that there's been good things that have come from this season, like the emergence of Hayden Birdsong and Elliot Ramos moving into the future. But yeah, overall, it's been a disappointment. And I mean, you look at where they currently stand right now, going into the wild card, 3.5 games back right now with this 4-game winning streak against one of the worst teams in baseball. They're on the cusp of maybe getting in, but again, like how good is that? Because they're still below 500.
It's such a weird spot, isn't it? Like,
it's weird. It's really weird. Yeah.
They just won 4 straight. And before that series against the Rockies, you're like, all right, they're going to sell everything. They're just going to trade it for prospects and build for the future when Zaidi's still got 3 years left. And maybe by 2020, I don't know, maybe by 2026, they'll build a competitive team. But now they're I know they are 3.5 games back, but we've seen kind of crazier streaks done before where, a team gets hot, another team gets cold, especially in this race. And then what do you know? They got that third and final wild card spot. Like they're in an almost impossible position right now ahead of the deadline as far as what they should do. It looks like they might even stand pat.
Well, and that's the thing, dude. And I'll toss it back to you guys, but you look at this schedule, right? I mean, we talk about you have to play who's in front of you, and quite frankly, the way that they came out of the All-Star break, I thought that it was over last week. Like I texted Derek immediately. I was like, bro, give me the countdown for football season. like how he gave me how many Sundays. I was like, how
6
many
more
hours,
Sundays,
dude?
my friend.
Yeah,
6
man,
more
like,
Sundays.
I needed to know. I was checked out. I was done because it is inexcusable for them to come out of the break and go into Colorado. I know Colorado's tough. Everyone knows that. But this is a team in the Colorado Rockies that they should have taken care of. And then, I mean, look at the Dodgers. Dodgers are kind of banged up right now. So it's like they could have taken advantage of that. It just never happened. It didn't materialize coming out of the break. Then you have this 4-game stretch, and you look at the rest of this schedule going into August, dude. It's 17 of their next 21 games are against losing teams. And they need to they can potentially, if they don't sell, they can capitalize on that.
So let me ask both of you guys. Are you holding out? So did this weekend, even like I know prior to these series against the Rockies and A's, everybody was like, well, they got to do it against the Dodgers. Otherwise, what's the point of this? It really doesn't matter what they do against the Rockies and the A's. But now that they have 4 games swept the Colorado Rockies, is there something in the back of both of your minds? It's like, maybe we just keep this the way it is and see how it rolls.
I'm kind of leaning towards that. Like
but it's the Rockies, guys. God
damn
it.
I know it's the Rockies. I know it's the Rockies, but the numbers.
But there's hope. There's hope, Derek.
The numbers are the numbers, dude. They got the A's, the Reds, and the Nationals coming up, and the Tigers. Like those are all very winnable series. I'm not saying they're going to go streaking here, but as far as like making moves and stuff, I don't think they're going to be selling as much as I thought they were going to.
Yeah.
Like initially.
Well, do you guys want him to trade Blake Snell? I know, Walter, you alluded to that. Do you think it's time to move Blake Snell after his great performance yesterday?
Oh man, and again, it's like you're riding this high going into this weekend. I wish that they would have gotten their asses handed to them, honestly, against the Rockies, so that it would have made everything a lot more easier. Because I think that right now, I mean, it all just comes down for me, because how confident are we in that Blake Snell is going to be back next year? How confident are we?
You're muted, Steven.
All right,
Steven, you're muted.
My mic is messing up. I am not. Well, I'm not confident that any one of these players is going to be returning for the next year because of all these 1 year with 1 year options. Like I'm not confident in that at all. So, I mean, it's kind of like the situation they were in. I mean, they're not really the same pitcher, but like back in 2019 with Madison Bumgarner, where it's like, we trade him, do we keep him because he's going to be a free agent? Like, he's going to get an extension, you're going to expect one. And I thought, like at the time, that they should have traded him because, I mean, you're either just going to let him walk or you can at least get something in return. So I don't know, maybe Snell might be that one guy who won't show up next year or won't return next year. And then you trade and see what you can get for him. And it's not even just like this last start. He's had since he's come back after July 9th or whatever it was, like just a string of looking like his Cy Young self. So you could get something for him for sure.
And here's my thing about looking at trading Blake Snell. So if he's not going to be around, obviously I think that question becomes much easier to answer in whether they should trade him or not. If he's not going to be here next year, you trade him. You get what you can get. But there is something to if they can get hot and go down the stretch. And again, those 21 games, 17 of them are against losing teams. If they can go, 600 ball in that stretch, and I know that's a lot to ask of this Giants team because they haven't done that all year, unless it's against the Rockies. Literally, they have 3 4-game winning streaks this year. And 2 of them involved the Colorado Rockies. That's all I'm saying with this team. So, when you look at what you can potentially get back, because right now it's a seller's market. Tarek Skubal, he's not going to get traded. The price tag is way too high. And then the weird demands from Garrett Crochet from the White Sox saying that if he gets traded, he's not going to pitch in the postseason unless he gets an extension. Like what kind of crap is that? So it's like you start looking at all of these guys that can be impact pitchers for playoff teams. Blake Snell is by far the biggest impact pitcher. So then you just have to see what kind of haul you can get. And I look over to the Yankees, man. Like, is there some way that we can flip him over to the Yankees and get a Spencer Jones or maybe even I know they need bullpen help. Go ahead and throw in Camilo Doval and Blake Snell. Can we get Jason Dominguez?
Whoa.
Like, is there something that we can do in getting? I know I'm just throwing names out there, but it's like you just have to see what kind of haul you can get from Blake Snell, and if it's benefiting the Giants in the near future, I'm all for that. But there is also the flip side too. If they can get hot and go down the stretch and get into the postseason, the experience that these young guys are going to be getting from that is also really important too.
Dude, Steven's been smiling since you brought that name up.
Dude, Jason Dominguez, man.
Yeah, you like that one, right? You like that one.
You like the alien? You get that guy?
Dude, that'd be incredible. It'd be incredible. Why not? Why not give away Doval, throw in Luciano, and throw Blake Snell in there and bring him over here? Why not?
But also like you just got to wonder if Farhan can actually do that. Like I'm looking back at the history of trades with this, and it's not exactly like he's traded the biggest names. I mean, in return, what he's gotten, he's gotten some long-term players like Lamont Wade for Sean Anderson or Mike Yastrzemski for some random player who I can't even remember. Cash for Tyro Estrada. Like he's made a lot of these small-time trades that have had kind of big-time output, but I wonder if he actually has that relationship with other GMs where he can actually net something where both teams benefit instead of, him getting fleeced by some other team for Blake Snell. Like that's the one thing you don't want. If you do trade Blake Snell, good God, you cannot get fleeced in this situation. That'd be terrible.
Absolutely not. And and then when you talk about the Yankees, man, it's just like how much is Brian Sabian going to be wanting to work with the Giants? He's going to say, nah, none of those guys. You don't want none of those guys.
No, I don't really like the organization too much. At least the current the people running it.
Right.
Yeah.
Dude.
So, are there any other names though that you guys would be down to be trading, like Conforto or possibly Yaz? Just anybody that's in the kind of older department. I guess there's rumors of the Mets being interested in Conforto again. Is there anybody besides Blake Snell? And I agree with you guys. You don't move Blake Snell unless you're getting a haul back. But yeah, is there anybody else that you could see that you wouldn't be too upset about them parting ways with by Tuesday?
Also, Michael Conforto would be really interesting to see if he's able to get moved. I don't think that he's going to the Mets anymore because I believe they picked up Jesse Winker earlier today.
Yeah.
So that's not going to be a possibility. But I would probably look to. I mean, the Brewers are trying to make something happen. They just lost Christian Yelich. They need a lefty veteran out there. Is there somewhere that you can put Michael Conforto or Mike Yastrzemski in a deal to get some prospect haul? So I mean. There's a lot of guys that I think that you can move on this team. It's just a matter of the Giants need to really decide for me, and I don't know how you feel about it, Steven, but they really need to decide what direction because this is a pivotal moment in this franchise and in this regime. They need to decide what they're going to prioritize. Are they going to prioritize 2025 right now and try to develop some of these guys and get some prospect help that are major league ready next year? Or are they going to try to ride this out and get into the postseason and something that they haven't done since that anomaly year in 2021?
Yeah, I mean, if you're talking those two names, Michael Conforto and Mike Yastrzemski, I mean, if another team is willing to offer some at least a solid package for those guys, I don't think there's any way that Zaidi can say no to that. Right. Like if you're thinking about this future, if you're thinking about this team for this season and the guys are going to help you win, I don't know how high up the list Mike Yastrzemski and Michael Conforto are. Although I struggle with Yastrzemski because like at the plate, he can be really, really frustrating to watch. Sometimes just looking at pitches straight down the middle or pop outs, all those classic ones. But God, what he does in the outfield, like he's saved a couple of games this season just based on his defense alone. So I kind of struggle with Yastrzemski. If you're giving me those two names, I'd probably be more inclined for them to trade Conforto as opposed to Yastrzemski just because of the value he's giving you defensively. But I also could be very wrong on that. And that could be a really dumb take.
Going back really quick as we're talking about trading these guys, I know we were talking about Blake Snell, and that's the big conversation point, right?
Yeah.
And I threw out the Yankees, but someone that does need pitching help, they have a lot of injuries in their rotation. Would you want to trade him to the San Diego Padres?
What, do you want to go back there?
I mean, does he want to win? Does he want to try to win? And I mean, that's also another ballpark that he can go down there and pitch very well in. It's somewhere that he's familiar with. I don't know if you'd want to go back down there. I don't know that question, but I'm just saying, as far as what you can get in return, you can trade someone that the Giants might be losing next year and someone that the Padres might be losing next year and someone that the Giants could get in free agency. So maybe you don't have to make that trade, but I'm talking about Ha-Seong Kim. I mean, if you can go ahead and make a trade and bring him over, we know the relationship with Jung-Hoo Lee and Kim. I mean, why not look at that route if they were to make a deal?
What do you think, Steven?
Oh, I'd be in on that, but shoot, I mean, I might even just wait for free agency for him. Like, before the season, we were talking about that, like just because of that. Yeah, like you mentioned, the Jung-Hoo Lee connection. I mean, I don't know. I'd almost be willing to just wait it out in free agency, but also, what has ID done in free agency to inspire any confidence that he could, get him to come over to
you don't want to chance it, you know what I mean? Get him in the building, have him sitting with Jung-Hoo Lee and butter him up and give him that contract and get it done before anyone else can like get their hands on him, because when it gets into a bidding war, man, I don't have any confidence in Zaidi in free agency, man. That's just me. I have no confidence in that.
Well, it was interesting you brought that up, Walter, because I didn't think you were going Padres there. There has been a lot of pitching injuries with this team.
No. Don't shut the hell up, Derek.
Well,
No.
but hey, if you're willing to trade with one division opponent,
no, that's different. That's completely different.
Blake Snell to the Dodgers?
It's completely different.
Hard pass.
Not even going to entertain that.
Hard pass.
Okay, all right.
Actually, you know what? Hold on. I'm going to look at their prospects right now. Let me see what we can get from the Dodgers. I don't give a damn. No, I'm not going to help the Dodgers. Screw that, bro. No.
But why would you help the Padres?
Because I don't care about the Padres. Padres are going to flame out. They might not even make the postseason. So I don't care. The Dodgers are.
I never understand that shit.
Are going for the World Series.
Like I don't understand. Like AJ Preller just letting Bob Melvin walk to go manage the Giants. To me, the whole thing's just fucking nuts to me.
That just tells you all you need to know about AJ Preller, man.
Yeah.
That's all you need to know.
True. Okay, so but at the end of the day, do you guys? It's not so much what you want to happen. What do you think is going to happen? Do you think that at the end of the day, because of the 4-game winning streak, and basically tomorrow's an off day, so I guess most of these moves will be conducted tomorrow before they actually play the A's on Tuesday. Do you think the Giants go on a spending spree, or not spending spree, but a selling spree, or do you think they just stay pat now that they've won?
I think it's going to be I think it's going to be exactly what it's been over the past few years, where it's just, they might make a small trade here or there. I don't know. They might trade like for example, a Darren Ruff to the Mets or something like that. I don't know. Michael Conforto is a good name that you brought up. It's probably going to be that he's probably the odd man out. So it might be him or something like that. But I don't think they're going to be just going on a selling spree at this point, not after winning these last 4 games and looking at the upcoming schedule. So it's probably just going to be another small time trade and nothing's going to happen. Then everyone's going to be disappointed because nothing happened. And the Giants are going to be the Giants. Then, like you mentioned, Walter, you're going to be just wondering when training camp's over and when football actually starts and we get into the NFL season. Like that's probably what's going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be really interesting, man. I feel I second that, Steven. I feel like there's not going to be anything groundbreaking. If there is, I would be super shocked and low key pumped because depending, because if they move Blake Snell, I do feel like you're going to get a haul for that. You're going to get something from someone that is a playoff contender. I was hoping that we would somehow be able to ship them over to the Orioles and get some of their prospects because they have guys that are just coming up year after year and they're just not going to have enough room. But they went ahead and brought in Zach Eflin, so I don't know if that's a possibility anymore. But they do need a lefty. They do need a lefty in that rotation, and I feel like Blake Snell would be, especially they're a team, the Orioles, that want to win a World Series, that want to go deep. So I would probably look to them not making a lot of huge moves, like you said, Steven. And I don't know if you guys saw this earlier. Josh Bell got put on waivers, so I feel like he's a Giant in the making right now. So that's somebody that's probably gonna come over. That to me screams like a Farhan Zaidi move. Is bringing over Josh Bell on waivers. Like I feel like that's something that could happen.
Was with the Padres, right?
No. Bell was with the Marlins.
Oh, never mind then.
Yeah, he was with the Marlins.
What Bell am I thinking of?
I have no idea. Heath Bell, like 20 years ago?
I don't know.
Big Heath running out of the bullpen?
You guys know.
Albert.
What?
Albert Bell?
Yeah.
Derek's like, who's that?
I'm just thinking of any other Bell that I can think of now. Is there another Bell out there?
Bell? Le'Veon Bell?
Le'Veon Bell?
Yeah.
Don't the Niners have a receiver with the last name Bell?
Jordan Bell?
Jordan Bell. Ronnie Bell.
Ronnie Bell. That's it.
Yeah, Ronnie Bell.
Okay, I was way off.
Yeah,
wrong
Bell, Derek.
Yeah, I know. Sorry.
Heath Bell.
Yeah.
Well, hey, Bell mentioned on a trade deadline talk, but whatever.
You don't think I know baseball, Steven? But what was my World Series pick before the season started?
I forgot. What was your World Series pick?
Orioles and Phillies.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
yeah. Looks pretty good right now.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So, did you put money on it? Did you put money on it?
No, God, no.
Come on, bro. I was hoping.
I don't know.
talking-
I wasn't that confident. It was just shot in the
Ah,
dark.
come on.
We mentioned the A's, and your fandom. Like, how's Mason Miller been doing over the past few games?
Yeah.
You know how he's doing?
Oh, me? You're asking me? No,
Yeah.
I already told you I've been watching.
Yeah, he's been hurt. Yeah, he's on the IL. Yeah, been hurt.
For how long?
15-day because he punched a trainer's table and
Did.
broke his pinky.
He did.
Yikes.
Yeah,
Well-
because he was the way that was framed was kind of weird. It's like it's basically he was told after the game that he still has a workout to do, so he decided to punch the trainer's table. Odd situation.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. A's baseball, baby. Well, the A's will be playing the Giants
I love it.
one last time at Oracle Park. I always feel weird calling it Oracle Park, but yeah.
You going? You going?
I'll probably go Tuesday.
Are you really?
I'm thinking about it. Yeah.
I'll roll with you. I'll go with
All
you.
right. All right.
Steven, you
Steven?
going too?
That's too late for Steven.
What time? What is it? A day game?
No, it's a night game.
Okay, then no. That's a no from me.
Yeah, Steven's got to be in bed by 5 o'clock on weeknights.
I'll be at.
What?
Yeah.
Serious?
I gotta be in bed by like 9, or else.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. Waking up.
Got-
It's a morning shift, man. I had the 5 a.m. show back at 95.7, and I still can't escape this damn morning shift. But you know what? It is what it is.
You love the mornings.
I actually do. I
rise and grind.
I do love yeah. That's exactly what I do. I post a picture of the city landscape every morning and I say rise and grind. I take a photo of the homeless guy that's shitting on Bart and I say rise and grind, baby.
Why are you taking a picture of Derek on the morning? Come on, what are you doing on Bart, Derek? Come on, bro.
Well done, Walter. Well, yeah, Steven, you'll be all good tomorrow. You get wake up early and you put on the new edition of Good Morning Football. You'll be good.
Oh, is that starting up tomorrow?
Tomorrow, the LA edition. Yep.
Oh, so nothing's gonna change though. They're just in a different location.
Yeah. Well, no, Peter Schrags. You love that guy. I don't think he's part of the show anymore.
Wow. Ooh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Isn't what's his name on that show now? Who Greg loves saying his name? What's his name?
Akbar Bajabiamila.
Yeah, Akbar. Yeah, he's on there, right?
Akbar Bajabiamila will be on Good Morning Football now.
All right. Look at
Yeah.
that.
Moving on from Wipeout.
Yeah. Damn.
He still should do Wipeout.
Oh, he's still doing Wipeout. All right.
Or
Jack of all trades.
Ninja American Warrior, whatever the hell that
American Ninja Warrior. Jesus.
Yeah, he was the host of that, right?
yeah, he was.
Dude, that's a very real thing. We had an intern who was on that show. It was wild.
Who?
You didn't know him.
Oh.
You were working at KMBR at that time, but yeah, we had a new intern or a new hire, and like he was on American Ninja Warrior, like literally the first day of the job. He's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna be on American Ninja Warrior tonight, so tune in." And we did. I forgot how far he made it, but either way, like still anyone who could do that, very impressive.
That is impressive.
I'm like, what are you doing working in radio, man?
Yeah,
Derek,
seriously.
how far could you get in a Wipeout course?
Well, what's the point of Wipeout? You just have to like stay on top.
Hey, now.
Because I have issues with that too.
Think
No,
think MXC.
Yeah. So basically you're on a platform and you can't be knocked off into the water.
Yeah.
Yes. Or
Yeah,
be fastest to get knocked off and recover.
Yeah, like just in my time doing the old mechanical bull riding stuff at a bunch of Western bars, not very long.
That's a visual I don't want to have.
Yeah, Steven knows old Mavericks next to Pick 6, the old mechanical bull.
You went on the mechanical bull there?
Yeah, I was trying to impress this girl.
Oh,
Is there photos? Is there photos of this?
Yeah,
video?
Cody Elias might have some stupid photos.
oh, definitely. There's no doubt that Cody has them. He takes photos when you don't want him to. So there's no doubt. There's also the one of you
Line dancing.
line dancing. Yeah, that one's.
It was my freestyle line dancing. See, people when I was square dance, like you guys know, like when I was growing up in Texas, on days where it was raining outside and you couldn't do PE, they put you in the gymnasium and made you do fucking square dancing.
Oh yeah, we did that.
Yeah,
I remember that.
When it was raining?
when it was raining. Yeah,
Every time?
not every time. Sometimes it'd be
All right.
movie time, but sometimes they'd be like, "All right, guys, time to learn how to square dance." And I hated it because I was like, you can't teach people how to dance. You got to freeform. You got to freestyle. You got to feel the music. So that was me at Mavericks, and everybody in the line dancing was like, dude, you're screwing it up. I'm like, no, you're screwed it up. This is how you dance.
You got all the guys like dressed in button ups, tucked into their jeans with like the cowboy boots and the hat. And then you got Derek who walks in there with some raggedy old Pumas and like a
I've never wore Pumas in my life.
A wrinkled fitted Raiders hat and like a crew neck sweater.
What kind of outfit do you think I'm wearing? I wore none of those things besides the Raiders hat.
I just remember it was like a gray sweater or something like that. Just very casual.
Walter, it's been a blast having you on, man. Thank you for talking. Thank you for talking trade deadline with us.
Of course, anytime, dude. Just let me know.
All right,
thanks, man.
Catch Walter. He's producing Papa and Lund during the week, and you catch him on the weekends. Usually one weekend day. Walter for Giants Pre.
Yes, next weekend. This weekend I was on both, but next weekend I'll be on Saturday. But yeah, usually I'm flip flopping with Kerry.
Gotcha. And then during football season, he's going to be doing both days, I guess, or Sundays.
Yes, every Sunday. Yay me, yay freaking me.
Yeah. Tell Mike to change that up. You're screwing up our athletic club plans on Sundays.
Hey, well, hopefully, I don't know. The Giants might be making for a playoff push at that point. So
all right, Walter. All right.
Goodbye, boys.
Thanks for stopping by, Walter.
Sounds good.
All right. Now we kick him out awkwardly.
Yeah. Kick from studio. It's really
ban from studio.
Ban or kick? We'll
kick him. We'll kick him. Kick guest.
Kick guest.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, man. Before we get out of here, let's just do a quick rendition of what are you laughing about?
I'm laughing at Aram's comment. Saying having a guy
named Walter on a podcast called Just Your Opinion, man, is next level stuff. Yeah,
it really is.
Next time we have Walter on, we'll just talk about how the shit was in Vietnam, and just have him say a bunch of crazy shit. You
got a gun.
Fuck a stranger in the ass. That'll be Walter's catchphrase every time he comes on. What's up, Walter? Fuck a stranger in the ass, boys.
Or shut the fuck up, Derek. Something like that.
Oh, I got to be Donnie. I got to be Donnie in this situation.
Well, no, but your name starts with a D, so it works.
Yeah, I guess that does work. All right. Speaking of movies, we'll do pop culture catch up real quick. So last time we were on, I teased 3 movies that I saw while I was hanging out with my mom.
Yeah.
Remember the movies?
I've been thinking about this all weekend. Can't remember the movies though. What are they?
I watched Planet of the Apes, Kingdom of Planet of the Apes, Twisters,
okay,
and If.
And
you thought out of all of them, I would like If the most.
Yeah, that was the guess.
Okay. Well, let me go through it. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. Fun movie. Very fun movie. Different take on everything. It's have you seen it yet, Steven?
I haven't seen that. No.
Okay.
No.
I like the original one, not the original. Well, I do like the original ones, but the newer trilogy with the Andy Serkis, that I like a lot better.
Yeah.
This kind of seemed forced a little bit. It was very well done. But it was okay. It's not as good as the Caesar trilogy. They have like a new guy, and this is more in the same vein of the classic ones where the future is all about the apes and the humans are kind of more of the creatures you see in the shadows.
Yeah.
So I would say it's a well done movie, but I didn't think it was really necessary. I think there's a lot of movies that are, sequels that were just coming out of the woodwork now, but it was good. Not great though, in my opinion.
Okay.
All right. And then we got Twisters. Twisters was fun. Really fun. I tried to have you seen it yet, Steven?
Haven't seen the new. I've only seen If out of these 3.
Okay. Well, that was an easy guess for you because Twisters was fun. The special effects. I mean, it's like comparing to the 1996 one. I watched it on the flight back home with Bill Paxton and Helen Hunt.
Yeah.
That one. I mean, it was ahead of its time. That one, it's all done in a day, I believe. Yeah, it's all done like within like a couple days of them tracking storms and whatnot.
Yeah, it goes from like the middle of the day one day where he has the bright and shiny red truck to the basically to the morning time the next day.
Yes.
We just watched that the other day too.
Great movie. I always feel bad for You Can't Spare One Square girl from Seinfeld. That was, if you've seen that episode.
No.
So there's a classic episode of Seinfeld where there's a woman in the bathroom stall and she doesn't want to spare a square of toilet paper to Elaine.
Oh, yeah.
That woman is Bill Paxton's fiance in Twister. And
Oh.
man, do they make her character suck? But she does not deserve anything that happens to her in that movie.
Jamie Gertz.
Good old Gertz.
Yeah.
She
Steiny. Big Jamie Gertz fan.
really
Loves Jamie Gertz.
that's random as hell. I
It's
couldn't even
the
tell
most
you her
random-
name.
It's the most Steiny did that thing on the
I'm
air
a big
where
fan of Gertz. Big
no,
fan.
he's like you know when Steiny does that thing on the air when he like just says, you know who I like, you know what I like,
Yeah.
you know who this actor I like, you're never gonna guess. Okay, let me tell you about her. Jamie Gertz. You ever?
And I
heard-
bet you in that moment, Guru had no idea who he's talking about, but he just goes, "I like it too."
Exactly.
Who's that again, Steiny? No, the original Twister is really fun. The special effects was ahead of its time.
Yeah.
Like the cow.
Another cow.
Yeah, same cow. It was very well done. Them driving, like I laughed out loud while I was on the plane. The scene where they drive through the house, like the house gets picked up and put on
Yeah.
the highway, and he's like, "Oh, we're going through it." Like that movie's just fun.
Yeah.
Twisters is fun. And I know the original movie had the love triangle of Helen Hunt and Bill Paxton trying to get back together. I will say the new version, it's very fun and harkens back to the original. I just wish they didn't focus as much on trying to have women have a twister in their panties over Glenn Powell. There's a lot of moments where he's just there for the sake of just looking good. He shows up at like a random moment. So I'm like, what the fuck? Is this guy a stalker? And of course, the love interest is like, oh, you're here at my house. And I'm like, dude, what the fuck? Like, this guy's a weirdo. He also comes across as an asshole, and then he becomes lovable by the end of it. That's the one part I didn't like about it. The rest of the movie was very well done.
I think that's how Glenn Powell is in a lot of his movies, though, isn't it?
You know, I
Comes
really liked
across-
him in the Hitman movie. He just seemed kind of like he actually like showed his acting chops in the Hitman movie.
He was really good in the Hitman movie.
This Twisters seems to me like this could have been a sequel 20 years ago after the original came out, and Matthew McConaughey could have been Glenn Powell.
Interesting.
Yeah, you know, he has like the Southern charm type of guy, but he plays a douchebag for most of it, and the whole time I'm like, this guy.
Yeah.
And it may just be my jealousy of how good looking he is, but yeah,
He is hot.
yeah, he's a good looking man from Austin.
Yeah.
Still trying to get that diploma.
Yeah.
Screw you, Glenn. I got mine. Lastly, yes, you were right, Steven. I know you talked about this movie on the podcast months ago.
Yeah.
And you said like, it was okay. Dude, If might be the best movie of the year.
What?
And I know I haven't seen a ton of movies this year, but I just love original ideas. And I got to say, man, this movie was very well done. It kind of reminded me of like 90s kids movies that were like good. Like, you know, they had like, fantasy realism to it. Like or magical realism, like Matilda or like anything you could think of in the 90s that stood out
Right.
where like both,
Right.
parents and kids would really enjoy it.
Hook.
Yep. This reminded me of that a little bit.
Yeah.
And it was, honestly, I know you said it was a kids movie. I think it's really meant for adults, where the theme of the movie is don't ever let the kid in you die. Because there's like, honestly, it might seem like, it's just like cheesy stuff. There's some powerful moments where Steve Carell as the Blue Monster like taps the shoulder of Bobby Moynihan, the guy that's like having a panic attack before he's got to do a business meeting. He just tells him like, you're going to be okay. Like just little things like that. It's just like, wow, this is speaking to adults in their 30s and 40s way more than kids. So yeah, like there are moments where I was watching my mom, I was like, oh man, this is getting at me. It was very well done, I thought.
Yeah, I can't really disagree. I'm mostly was just hating on it, but John Krasinski is just like a really good director. So I think this was I don't know if it's the best movie of the year, but it's pretty good.
I'm trying to think of the movies I saw this year. I haven't seen a lot, so that's not fair to say, but it's the best movie I've seen so far, I would say. It's
Interesting.
as far as being original and Yeah, I thought John Krasinski did a fantastic job. For a guy that wrote and directed it, I thought it was really well done. I would have he had a ton of cameos of like the different, in imaginary friends so that are the voices was fun. Yeah, no, I thought it was, hands down best movie I've seen in quite a while.
Yeah, I mean, you could predict what was going to happen, but like it was very. They didn't ruin it, They
They didn't ruin it. They could have made it a lot darker. There was a moment there where they could have made it really dark,
Yeah,
but
for
they
sure.
chose not to. And you know what? Maybe for the best.
Well, there's a lot of movies though that come out that way that have like a excellent premise and they have a clear goal in mind of what they want it to be, but then they screw up the ending. I will say this one did nail the dismount there. It did.
Yeah.
It did really stick the landing.
Yeah.
It wasn't a disappointing end to it. Kind of expected it, but I think it was well done. I'm not going to call it the best movie I've seen this year though.
Yeah, for me it is because I haven't seen that many. But like I looked up reviews, and apparently like they got mixed reviews because people were like, well, what's the world building premise? Like what's the rules for the imaginary friends? I'm like, you fucking nerds. It's just a good movie. Just a good movie. It was well done. It was good storytelling. It was well directed, well written. Just give it praise. Good Lord.
Yeah. Yeah. The grandma and stuff, going back to being a dancer. All that.
Yeah. No, really, really, really good stuff. It kind of reminded me of Soul, the Pixar movie.
Yeah.
Where it was clear this is not a kid's movie, but it's an animated movie. If is kind of like that. Like on the surface, if you bring your child to it, they'll enjoy it. But what it's really talking about is really meant for adults.
Yeah. True.
Yeah. Tacky, this fucking smart ass.
What?
Well written. All right. Before we get out of here real quick, there was a huge viral moment yesterday that I saw on Twitter that I thought was incredibly dumb. I'm not a big Marvel guy. I enjoyed the movies when they first started with Iron Man and all that shit, but then it got too convoluted for me and I haven't kept up. I do not understand all the hoopla of Robert Downey Jr. coming back as, or just, coming back in the MCU to be Doctor Doom or Doomsday, whatever the character's name is. Like, I get for like comic book fans, like, oh my God, he's back. This is like if they had like a fourth installment of The Godfather and then Marlon Brando shows up as a different character. Like, to me, this makes no sense movie-wise. I think this is incredibly dumb.
Yeah, I didn't really understand it. I woke up in a haze when I first saw that, because this morning I woke up after the wedding.
Yeah.
At like 5:30, right? I woke up at 5:30 and I felt like I was awake at the time, but also, I could tell I needed more sleep, but I couldn't fall asleep. So I was just like perusing through my phone and that popped up and I didn't get it. I didn't even look into it. I didn't know Marvel was going to continue with these movies. Marvel, it was great at the time, but we need to move past it. Like I'm kind of, I don't know. I'm tired of it in a way. It took 22 movies for it to actually become like really good. Like it took 20 movies until those Avengers Endgame and whatever I forgot even the last movies, what they were called, but like they didn't get good until 20 movies later, at least really good to me. I don't know. I mean, they're fun, but I thought we moved past it.
Well, I'm about to go see Deadpool versus Wolverine in about 2 hours.
Oh, nice.
And I want to check it out because I enjoyed the first Deadpool. Second one got too in the weeds comic book wise for me.
Yeah.
But they had to bring Hugh Jackman back after they killed him off in Logan, which I thought was a very well-made movie. Same thing with Robert Downey Jr. I think that these movie executives, they are getting very lazy because they're just like, okay, well, Marvel's not doing as well as it was in its heyday. So let's get the guy that we know is bankable and Robert Downey Jr. But you're bringing him on to be like, what the hell? Like you have this whole canon and now it's like his face is going to be for a different character and that we just expect to go along with it. Like that's so stupid to me.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's incredibly lazy. Like the casting of Robert Downey Jr. in the original Iron Man was so creative because he was down and out. He was, just going to be in Tropic Thunder and that was a risk in itself. But he was known as the drug addict, and then he became a superstar, a movie superstar again, or biggest of his, career. He was just kind of well known as like an indie actor at that moment. But couldn't they come up with like a new up and comer actor or somebody that knew they had to go back to this? Like, to me, it's just really lazy.
Glenn Powell.
Yeah, Glenn Powell. Yeah, you know what? Glenn Powell would have been fine.
See, AJ's they're in the multiverse now. Like the comics, they could tell stories outside of a timeline. Yeah, the comics are the comics, though. Not every comic needs to be made into a movie. To me, if you like it, that's fine. I don't care.
Yeah.
But, like, it's something that I kind of grew tired of. But also, like, I don't know, I'm not like a big comic book movie guy.
Yeah, me neither.
Like, I remember I think we look back fondly on the old Spider-Mans with Tobey Maguire, but I remember thinking at the time this wasn't that, or Spider-Man 2 rather, I guess. Spider-Man was good. I don't know. I'm not one to give a good evaluation of these things because I am just not a big fan of it,
Now I'm with you. I think that to me, like I thought Martin Scorsese was kind of being pompous with his comment years ago, like it's not cinema. They make very well made movies. It's cinema at its at its most extreme. Like it's definitely a movie going experience. But the setup of it is kind of too comic book-y in a way where, yeah, like the multiverse, different actors playing different characters. Like at the end of the day, you're still making films, so there has to be some continuity. I can't just like, I don't know. I hate like all of the. Well, now we're doing a different Batman. Now we're doing a different Spider-Man. Can't this thing stand alone?
Yeah, I know, right?
It's annoying. Anyway, that's all I got for today. Steven, anything else?
Well, because Deadpool versus Wolverine is coming out, my voice just cracked. Because
now you're making fun of me for continuity.
I had to write that in.
You son of a bitch.
But I do want to I just realized this, and I after the spiel that I just went on about not being a big comic book movie guy.
Yeah.
With Deadpool versus Wolverine coming out, I realized I haven't really watched like any of the X-Men movies, like ever.
Not even the first one?
No. I haven't watched any of them.
Well, that was the original one, like before Spider-Man, like X-Men with
Right.
a very normal looking Hugh Jackman was the original. Which like if you look at the original movie where he's shirtless, he's just a normal dude.
Yeah.
Then they made him all dehydrated and chiseled.
Steroids.
Yep, steroids. Lots of steroids.
HGH.
Yep.
It's fine. Like I don't look, dude. I don't fault.
They're not going to put you in the movie Hall of Fame because of the steroids.
No. Yeah. The Movie Writers Association of America going to keep you out because you weren't nice to the media or something like that.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
All right, man. That's it for today. I think we covered it all. Action-packed episode. Thanks to Elena. Thanks to Walter. And thanks to Jesse. And thanks to all of you in the chat today. The two Ernies. Tacky here the whole time. Our good friend Aram. And then I saw a different guy. A new guy popped up today. AJ Cruz popped up for a little bit. Skills was there to tell us that he won't be able to join the whole show. There's one more guy. Young Tyler Miller. So welcome to the chat. They also may be somebody's different account that they accidentally signed in with.
No, you remember Tyler.
Do we?
Yep.
You know him?
Yeah, the guy was a burner. I recognize Tyler Miller. Yeah.
All right, fair enough. All right, guys, that's it for today. We'll be back on Wednesday. Steven, say what you always say.
Oh, it is just our opinion, man.